Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. A little bit of a extended break there. But we're back, folks. We're back. Hold on. Good to see the old screen again. I'm gonna have to make a new screen. An updated gamer box widescreen. I'm just waiting until they redo the stream, so I'm able to stream on vertical and horizontal. I'll have my own special setup and everything for that, but until then, we're stuck with this. But anyways, we were watching the Destiny debate, so I guess we'll bring that up real quick. Oh, I gotta fix the crybaby cam there. Hold on, folks. Hold on, folks. Should I send this in? No, probably not. Add media source. And then this will just be real quick, don't worry. Can I put that any higher? No, I can't. Alright, there we go. Hold on.
Hello,
You may
everybody.
hear someone and see someone in front of you. Don't be afraid. Well, maybe, actually. This guy was on trigonometry. Fritas was on trigonometry. Can you believe that? I've never watched them, and I don't think I ever will, but I heard that. I think that's a big podcast, isn't it? Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Who knows? Doesn't this just feel nostalgic? It was only a month ago, but the shorts lives get way more views, but this is, that means void. This all just says void. The name is so 2016. Oh, are you talking about the stream name? Well, unfortunately, here, I'll get rid of the hashtags in there. We don't need the hashtags for streams like this. The hashtags are for oh, the name Trigonometry? Yeah, it's a pretty soy-coded, in my opinion. Alright, let me get window capture here. Some intense music. I don't think I've heard this yet. Not Chrome, but Brave. You guys weren't supposed to see that. It's behind the scenes stuff, not for your eyes. Anyways, we can do streams like this on like special community days. It doesn't reach my audience for some reason. It's very strange. These streams down. I feel like they're incentivizing shorts more and more these days though. Probably why. I found the MAGA parent video, by the way. Bet. Send it in the chat. I'll fucking bring it up. That shit sounds crazy. That shit sounds absolutely crazy. To stream both at the same time. Well, here, let me turn off the music. Or turn it down anyways. There is technically a... What the fuck? Oh. There is technically a way to stream both. Or there's not... Well, right now there's not a way, but in the YouTube monthly updates, they said they are currently working on a... no, not report. They're currently working on a way to do that. So... Jesus Christ. Oh, wait, I think I've seen these people. I think I've seen these people. The necessary conversation. Yeah, I think I've seen them before. They look familiar. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing right now. So YouTube, on the update, said they're going to implement a way for streamers to be able to stream vertically and horizontally. I do have some questions about that, though, because obviously this setup would not work on a vertical stream, and but my vertical stream, coincidentally, can, if you see here, it can work on horizontal screen. So I'm wondering if there's a way for me to only have one part of the video and it can be on this and I can somehow just implement it into here or make a custom screen type, right? And then I could have that be the short screen and then there be a more fuller screen, something like that. But there is a way coming that's much more intuitive apparently, so I'm really excited for that. But again, I just, it can't come soon enough. Fuck. Because, you know, I personally like the horizontal streams more just because I have more space on the screen. But doing the vertical streams does give me a chance to, like, be creative how I present my content. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I mean, we have to do the vertical streams like regularly just for viewers, but if I can get a good viewer base, then I could maybe potentially start streaming like this. I don't know. It's all very technical and all that. This screen would work on the shorts if you just letterbox it and write Trump on the top, bad on the bottom. Yeah, but I don't like the look of those kinds of like where it's like in the middle is the stream and then there's like fade on the top, fade on the bottom. I don't know. I like having like a custom screen. I feel like there should be in today's age. We supposed to hear Front Mission 4? You're supposed to hear, yeah, that's a good point. You're supposed to hear a little bit of the music. There we go. Here, I'll turn it up. It's barely peaking it. I don't know. I think it would, oh Jesus, I just broke your guys' eardrums in half. Straight in half, poor folks, poor folks. Now I need to turn it down, probably. Doesn't have my audio settings. No! Now you can hear Front Mission 4. Damn, there was a really good song booting up. It was very nostalgic. Fortunate here, I'll play it again. It was very good. I'm telling you, this is the GOAT of, just cool little chill stream music. I love it. But, anyways, I need to do some shorts here soon, too. Anyways, I'll stop talking about content direction and I'll start actually talking about what I'm supposed to talk about. Anyways, let me actually get that, link real quick. Put it on the main screen. Sedition. Oh, God. The worst crime of them all. All right. Let me go over to.
Let me ask you this.
Excuse me.
Dad.
Yeah, I hear this is gonna get, I bet this does get crazy. At around, what time is it? It's probably 3. At around 5, there's really no reason there's nobody in the audience who would want to call in, I feel, right now. That's another advantage of the shorts, but hey, it's a long smoke. I just saw your comment, by the way, Bill. It was a long smoke break. I apologize. You get phone plebs with horizontal, you get chat PCs users. But here's the thing. The YouTube algorithm doesn't put like new viewers into your stream that are like horizontal viewers are much like I am. Like they have their set of YouTubers that they typically watch, and then they're not really interested in like a new viewing experience. And while I do agree there are a lot of pleb phone users, that's becoming more and more like how people engage online, you know? It was a long smoke break, I agree. I got some some of that new, so I had to test her out, obviously. But that being said, like the analytics are very interesting, but who knows, I'll stop being so content brained. It's pretty, I want my message to get out there because you know, I feel like my voice isn't really one you hear too often. YouTube is pretty bad for streamer growth on vertical. I mean, I don't know. I get like even for a small streamer, 1 subscriber, right? That's huge. And on verticals, I consistently get like 2-3 subs a day, you know? You might get a few if your title it Trump is the second worst president after Obama. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, everyone involved. Hell yeah. Well, this is a community day anyways, so it's not really like I care too much about the views. I find that stuff interesting. I hope it's not boring to you guys. I find the content discussion very interesting and like how you orient yourself, stuff like that. It's just nerd shit, I guess. I was raised on this platform. Everybody is telling me to go on TikTok and Twitch though, so I might start streaming on those platforms as well. Maybe not Twitch. I don't like what they've been doing down there. But I could definitely do TikTok. All the biggest streamers don't use vertical. Yeah. But they're big right now. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I've been seeing I mean, if we're talking TikTok numbers, I mean, Dean Withers and all of them get thousands of or, you know, hundreds of thousands of views on their TikTok videos. Those Yahoods, am I right? Oh, yeah. I'm sure I'll get nothing but the best people in the world. We're the boomers now for being used and preferred pre-phone dominated internet. Very true. Yeah, I know, but I'll have to think about it, but I get more viewers on vertical, so for my daily streams I'll probably keep it to vertical, but for special events I can do the horizontal stream. And who knows, if I do the TikTok route, there might be an independent streaming thing I can do with that. I don't know. And TikTok, I mean, YouTube is trying to become like an alternative to TikTok, I feel. I don't know. They did announce that they're going to have the option to do both at the same time. So, yeah, the shorts have more reach, but horizontal, I feel like is a better viewing experience. That's why I try so hard on the vertical screens, because I know that it's not the most interesting thing to look at. But unfortunately, the internet is becoming dominated by phone users, you know what I mean? And that's going to be more and more where the views are. I'll be honest, I hate shorts. Like, I think they're pretty brain dead shit. I don't hate them. I mean, I don't know. I'd say I get subscribers consistently on shorts. Like when I was doing, you know, the horizontal streams, I was struggling to even get like 100 views on a video. And given the engagement time isn't great, but it's still new people hearing the liberal message. Just operating YouTube into two apps? Maybe. I know there's a way to... Maybe I could have like a separate stream account. I don't know. That's just a little too much though, I feel. Not as intuitive. Well, yeah, it is that it's bots, but it's also just like, I mean, I go on the shorts tab every so often and scroll, and most of it is brain dead, but I've found some political creators actually that I actually really like from the shorts tab. So it's a mixed basket, you know what I mean? That's why my shorts screen is like that, you know what I mean? So I can keep those ADHD brained people engaged, you know? And so I can maybe get them interested in the game, and then they start listening to the politics and they're like, oh my god, this guy is a fucking genius. What am I doing, you know? That's the hope anyways. Doubt it goes down exactly like that, but I will say, like, view time on horizontal is much better. You know, I get a lot more engaged people that way. I found this one guy, his name's Political Pyro. He's like this super redneck, like, salt of the earth dude who just makes fun of Trump, and he's kind of funny. He's very crude, I won't lie, he's very crude, but oh, do they say that it's bots? I don't know. I like to take in what my viewers say because you guys are my fucking supporters. Of course I do. Of course. Stream Smart Politics. Yeah, I think I've seen him around. He seems like a cool guy. There's a bunch of really cool dudes around. Yeah, like it's growing. That's what I'll say. The shorts, like people, they typically only have like 600, 800 people in there. 800 is like the most I've seen for a couple, but it's growing. Yeah, well, so I'm trying to figure out if it's more ridiculous than the guy who said grow concrete as an argument. Oh, geez, dude. Yeah, we should probably get to that. Sorry, I'm just kind of gish galloping right now. Let me do that. By the way, make sure to like the stream and sub if you guys aren't already. I don't have to say that as much on this one because not as much ADHD brain. Anyways, this is a clip submitted by amazing community member Bill Clockwell. You'll see him in Loner's chat. You'll see him in IRL. He's all over the place. He is one of the preeminent chatters for lib streamers, and I highly recommend. If you see him in a chat, give him a shout out because he's a cool guy. Anyways, let us watch. What is this called? The Necessary Conversation. Go like and subscribe the video. Fair usage out here. We love it. Anyways, that's also why I like the game, you know? I feel like you can claim it's a little more fair use with the game in there. Maybe. That's not the strongest argument in court.
Should members of military follow unlawful orders?
Yes.
Bro, what the hell, dude? These people are, dude, that's crazy. They're just so convinced that like everything Trump does is right. That's so heartbreaking, dude. But I heard it gets worse, I'm pretty sure. Bill was saying.
They should follow any order that the president gives.
Even if it breaks laws?
That's wrong. Because it will endanger other people if you don't follow orders.
What if he orders?
Okay, all I'm gonna say is, Haley Pop, I have that exact same fucking pillow. That exact same fucking pillow. I knew there was a reason I thought she was cool. That's what we'll say. Look at that. Exact same pillow.
Hang on. What if President Trump orders a squad of army guys to walk down the street killing anyone they see? They should do it?
Yes.
Bro, what? That's crazy. Oh my God. Are these people just like, I think there's, should I say? I think they see the end of the road and they're just like, let's start. You know, they've lived in peace for so long, you know? They've been so blessed with an amazing life of bounty that now it's a good fucking pillow. I'm not gonna lie. It has a lot of good lumbar support. It's good for gaming if you're laying down in bed and, you know, you want to game a little bit. It's good for all sorts of it, you know? Great pillow. Highly recommend.
What?
I don't even understand. Like, how can you come to that conclusion?
Sounds to me like you lefties are now beginning to fear the fact that the military is going to get involved and your asses are grass.
Bro, what the fuck? When did we ever get the military involved? This is crazy. This is some crazy shit. Their own fucking child. Their own child, dude. Their own children. Like, what? What? This is baffling to me. It just completely betrays all the American values, the love of one's brother, you know? It just completely gets rid of it. You know? You know, the Civil War was over something far more fucking... This is just horrible. This is horrible shit. And I can't believe... You know, I think what it is that... I feel like you saw this in World War II Germany too. Like when H-Guy himself was starting to just fail and become more and more crazy. He really dejected a lot of his most, like his more fringe supporters, right? He really made them uncomfortable, and they weren't, but his most fervent just got even more, they started to believe the bullshit even more. I feel like there's something similar going on here where Trump has failed. He has failed, like, on all metrics so far. He has just failed. And we have the midterms coming up. They're looking amazing for the Democrats. And so it is, in a political sense, as if they're on the retreat, right? It is, in a sense, as if they're in the retreat. And Donald is looking more and more insane. He's saying more and more crazy shit that's getting people scared. He's starting wars, or trying his damnedest to have the good casus belli for fucking Venezuela. But, and it feels like he's kind of circling the drain. And so his supporters are seeing that, and they're, he's dejecting the fringes, but making his most fervent more loyal. I feel like that's what we're seeing. I could be wrong about that. I'd love to see your guys' opinions on that. But I don't know. That's kind of how the state that they're in right now.
I've feared this since Trump got elected the first time, that he would take
There
control of
you
the
go.
military and use it to do
Well,
illegal
it's
shit.
It's coming
By the
to you.
way, dude, no way his name is Chad. No fucking way. Well, he is definitely a Chad. I'm just going to say that right fucking now. I think I've seen these people pop up. They seem like cool dudes. Maybe I can reach out and talk to them. I don't know.
Your house.
But wait a minute, you're
you're a
okay with what if Donald Trump says, "I want you to carpet bomb Oklahoma City, kill everyone"? You think the Air Force should carry that out?
Yes.
There
Bro,
might be a
what?
reason we don't know.
Bro, hold on. I may have made fun of Oklahoma earlier by calling them cow fuckers, but I don't want them to die. They're my fucking fellow countrymen. Of course I wouldn't want them to die. I want them to live their best cow fucking lives as possible. Without fucking cows, of course. That's like obvious. But no, I mean, are you joking? See, like, this is the difference between just an American and somebody who wants fascism. Because we see this and I think of the horror. I think of the devastation that would happen. But they just think, oh, well, Trump would have a good reason. They've bought into this insanity. I kind of have a theory, right? So I believe a fascist leader is when a cult leader has like political power, right? Like, I believe that you saw it with Jay Jones. You saw it with Jay Jones, for example. He had political ambitions and he was very popular in his time politically. He was a staunch desegregationist and stuff. And he did have a hold on people. I don't know if they can live the best cow fucking lives without cow fucking. Well, maybe we can, I don't know. There's AI for that now. So maybe they can live out their fantasies there. I don't know. But I just don't want them. I want as little amount of cows to get fucked as possible. This is a strictly anti-cow fucking chat and stream. Here, I'll make sure people know that too. That's pretty important. We are anti-cow fucking. Is there a good fricking? Frucking? I like that. In this chat. Yeah, I think that'll be a good, I'm really hopeful people just click on this. No. Oh, good idea. A cow. Dude, you're a genius, It's Bots. This is why we pay you the big money here. All right, hold on. You don't get paid at all, but well, it sounded good. Hold on. Cow. Here we go. Ooh, is there like a cartoon I can do? Cow hillbilly cartoon. I can't see chat right now, so give me a minute. Oh, bro. There's gotta be one. What the fuck is this? How is that a funny cow cartoon? That's weird. Honestly, this is a good... Dude, this is weird. This is a weird picture. Why would anybody have this? This is like fucking immediate pull over, sir. This is immediate like FBI, open up, you know? Hold on. What is this? What the fuck is this? Oh, hello, man. Like, why is she surprised? Dude, what is this implying? Right? What the fuck is this? Oh, well, we're anti whatever this is. So it's a good thing we're putting a big red X over it. You can take up the gamer box here, or my screen for now. All right. Right now it looks like I'm pro cow fucking, but hold on. Big red X. I am very much against intercourse with cows or anything like that. It's disgusting. Ugh. And I want to make that well known. I believe that's a good... I'll take that stance. Hopefully this will... Yeah, me too. It's bots. I am fully against whatever this shit is. I mean, yeah, that's probably... Why is the back... Hold on. Why does it have that? Oh, God. Hold on. I gotta open it up in MS Paint, I think. This is some amazing content. I know. It's worth it, okay? This is so fucking worth the meme. I'll fucking die on this hill. So worth the meme. And for all you guys being doubters, you need to seriously think about your loyalties. I'm doing it for a reason. Why isn't... Why? Okay, hold on. We're having some issues on the technical side. Don't worry. I can't see chat right now. Oh God, everything's dying. Copilot. I don't want Copilot. Get out of here. What did I walk into? Well, we're making sure the people who stumble in this chat know we are anti-cow noodling, I guess would be another good word for it. And we just want to let the viewer know. It's a little bit of a setup. This is what it's culminating in. Essentially, how do I explain this? Yeah, I think you get it. Okay, big red X, and then we save as, I need to save it as a JPEG, right? Something like that. Yeah, we're watching MAGA Parents right now, by the way. That's the actual thing that's happening. Let's see if my work panned out. No! Oh well, I don't know what to do then. I don't know how we do this. We can just download another image. I guess that's an option too. Big red X. Look at that. We'll download a couple and see if any work. I mean, this is clipart.com. Clipart.fucking.com, ladies and gentlemen. If they don't have it, yeah, we found this weird picture that I'm not a fan of. I don't think anybody's a fan of it, actually. This has to be AI, right? No. No. I got it to work one day. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of the back. But you know what I can do? Hold on. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Guys, it's because you believe in me. That's why. Well, I got something even better now. Look at that. That's a beautiful X. And I think it fits pretty well on there, don't you? I'm not a fan. No cow fucking here, folks. We don't fuck cows, and we make sure the people know not to. We're anti-cow fucking in this chat. Anyways, let's get back to the MAGA parents. Shout out. Shout out to Chad, dude. He really lives up to his name.
This
You
is
cannot
insane.
be this stupid. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my. This podcast was going well until that.
Are you kidding?
Oh my. It's like they're saying the most fascist shit in the world, and then they get offended by a curse word. Yeah, carpet bomb everybody in Oklahoma City. But did you just use the Lord's name in vain? Clutch my pearls. Oh, I got it, Bill. I got it. Don't worry.
Kidding?
Until you guys said it's
Are
fine
you
for.
kidding? You just said it's cool if he fucking levels Oklahoma. You're like, yeah, fuck it. There must be a reason. Like, you
Maybe
literally
there is a
can't be
reason.
that dumb.
You know what the problem is? Mom and I don't believe he'll ever blow up Oklahoma because we're on his side and so's the whole state.
No, it's because
Now,
you're in a
you
fuck.
Bro, I don't. Who cares? Who cares if you don't believe it? We're living in a hypothetical reality. Obviously, Donald Trump has not ordered to bomb Oklahoma City. But if he did, that's the question, sir. Mary Lou and Bob Coltkin. Mary and Bob.
You guys are worried and afraid because you live in.
Oh yeah, pragmatic American. This shit's crazy. This shit is actually one of the most unhinged things I've heard in a minute.
A state where it might happen.
Okay, let's theoretically say that does happen. Let's say Trump sends in the Marines to Los Angeles, California, and let's say I'm out going to see a movie on a weekend, and he says,
And you
go into
better
that
get the
shopping
fuck
mall.
under a truck.
Shut up, quiet piggy. He says, go into that shopping mall and kill everyone you see. And let's say I get gunned down by the Marines for just
Okay,
being at a
number
mall.
one,
All for
let's
it.
just take
Okay,
it one
Dad,
step
wait a minute,
further.
Mom, wait
No.
1 second. Wait 1 second. Dad just, hang on, Mom.
Hang on.
Dad, you just
Dad
said
is burying himself in the fucking sand. One moment.
you are for Donald Trump murdering me for no reason, and you would support that.
If he walks into a mall to kill people with military,
There has to be a reason.
there's a reason. And
Bro, what? That's crazy. There's a reason? I'm telling you guys, I really do. It's a cult mindset. Donald Trump is what would happen if a cult leader made it onto the world stage. I truly believe that. Usually, this doesn't happen, but they are completely sunk in. And I think the start of it needs to be the banning of selling political apparel. I'm sorry. I think that is something that is very it's almost like how a cult will give you like one thing to remind you that you're in it and to remind you of the creed and stuff. That's exactly what's being displayed here. You know, the MAGA hat. Every time they put it on, they're reminded of Trump. Every time they put it on, they are reminded of Donald Trump. You know? Every time they put it on. It's truly insane. It's I'm sorry to hear that, pragmatic American. We can get past this, but unfortunately these people, I don't know what it's gonna take. They need to maybe see Donald Trump being embarrassed. Maybe something like that. And I mean embarrassed on a national stage. I don't know what it's gonna take, but it's gonna take something that pierces through his facade that he's created of wealth and opulence, and I'm the guy who can do all of that, you know. There's gonna have to be a way to shine through that, and we're seeing it. The Epstein files is a good one. Another good one is the ACA subsidies. Those are really gonna hurt Americans, but I don't want to hurt Americans is the thing. I want Americans and everybody to just live their lives, dude. This is just such an insane time we live in. And I don't know what it, I don't know where it leads. You know, if you would have told me we would have been close to war with Venezuela, announcing spheres of influence, ladies and gentlemen, a idea which is so fucking stupid and so isolationist and would just be devastating if it actually was to come to pass, that we totally gave up on our European brothers and sisters and decided to go out on our own, to basically cutting deals with Russia. It's disgusting and reprehensible as fuck, dude. I turned down my mic a little bit. I noticed it was peaking pretty bad, so peeking into the yellow. But it's just disgusting, dude. It's so heartbreaking to see my democracy be used like this. I feel bad for the whole world. Yeah, I feel horrible for the Ukraine. But I feel bad for the whole world, dude. Like, think of all the people that are now dying because USAID is not being continued. I mean, that's not the America that I know, and that's not the America I believe in. So until I see it going in a good direction, at least, you know, I'll be speaking about it. I'll, you know.
All for it. And
What
the
if the
people in
reason is
Los
crushing
Angeles,
dissent?
California, are as deserving of execution as the fucking assholes in New York City. You're all
Including
Fuck. Are you joking? Oh yeah, Sudan was the it is hard for me to talk about Sudan because I was actually paying attention to that. I've been paying attention to it for a while now. I need to do an update stream, but yeah, Sudan is a horrible, horrible thing, and you could just, there were warning signs about Al-Fashir for literal weeks, if not months. There were warning signs saying there is going to be a fucking bloodbath here. There is going to be a slaughter if the international community doesn't do anything. And they didn't do anything. And what fucking happened? What fucking happened, ladies and gentlemen? It's just disgusting. Yeah, I mean, what has happened? And the RSF should, I mean, war crimes, that doesn't even begin to say what happened in El Fasher. I mean, that is just, it's disgusting. It's barbaric. Yeah, you can see exactly, pragmatic American. You can see the fucking blood from space. And the international, we knew this was going to happen. That's what pisses me off so much more, is that there were warning signs about the RSF going into El Fasher for weeks, for months, dude. And nobody did a thing. It's like, oh, we don't care. It's a failure of the international community. And I think the next Democratic president really needs to fucking reassert our dominance in the world, not just in a little shitty sphere of influence. God, Trump thinks so small. You know what I mean? He really does. He wants to restrict all of his fucking attention to the Americas. Dude, I think we can. We'll see in 3 years, but I think we're in the position to be the world police. I'm sorry. I don't give two fucks. I think America's done it better than any other fucking nation. You know what I mean? Sure, we're not amazing at nation building. But to be quite honest, we should have fucking given Afghanistan more fucking time. To be quite honest, we should have fucking stayed there a little longer. But everybody, such isolationist attitude, and this is what happens. Like, I've always seen it as an American, the reason we get to live in this luxury, and that's what we live in. We live in fucking luxury. Sure, we are not fucking, like, the bottom is living horribly, but it could be a lot worse, okay? But in exchange for that, we help the world. That's the deal. And Trump and the Republicans just want to rip that apart. And it's bullshit, dude, because I want to help the world. In another life, if I didn't see what Trump is, I would have probably joined the military in another life. You know what I mean? But I don't, I actually want to help people, and I actually want to improve places. Our military wasn't just a military. It is so much more. It is, it's jobs. It's employment for the local economy. Not just, you can see it as a lot of ways, but the military is just so much more. But Trump just sees it as a shitty fucking little square hammer that he's going to try to jam into a square hole. Like, anyways, I'm sorry. I'm rambling, but isolation didn't save us from World War II, and being isolationist in the nuclear age is scary. Yeah, I know, dude. Oh, trust me, I know. I don't think people like Russia are going to use their nukes, but you know who I do think is stupid enough to use their nukes? North Korea. And we're just, like, not even paying attention to them. This is what pisses me off. Trump was all about the pivot to Asia. Where the fuck is the pivot happening? Turns out he fucking spun so far, he did a 360, ended up in fucking Latin America. Dumbass. Sorry, I could go on about this for hours, so I'm just gonna let this play and chill out.
Communists.
Number
Including
one,
me.
Donald Trump would never give an order like that. And if you believe that, I really feel sad for you.
He
I
already
don't know
did.
why I don't know why
They're
you're
already
fucking
giving fucking
hanging around
sorry.
in L.A.
He already has. There was some guy that was like
He's
part
not
of
going to
the.
LA to take Chad down.
There was some guy that was part of the defense, and like he quit. He resigned because, and he blew the whistle. He said Donald Trump told the military to shoot the crowd at will during a protest.
Where was this at? I didn't see this in the news.
This
Where
was in
where
his
did he
first
shoot
term.
people down?
Yeah.
Where?
It was in his first term.
Oh,
God.
where in the United States has Trump
Oh,
said?
well, that's so much different. His first term. Yeah, we already are committing war crimes, and I mean it. I want my next president to go after that son of a bitch and all of his little fucking cronies. I need them to go after him and make sure that he is locked up in fucking prison where his ass deserves to be. All of his cronies, too. Pam Bondi. Excuse me. Pam Bondi being one of them. I think she's probably let some things pass that she shouldn't have as AG. I mean, there is just so much corruption in this fucking administration. There's going to be a plurality of targets to go after. So don't worry.
Take people down in a protest and kill them. I've never seen this anywhere in the news.
I mean,
That's
there's a
great.
clip. You can pull up the clip.
Oh, okay.
CNN.
Like I said, how many bodies were dead? Where did this happen?
Yeah,
This
where
is
were all the
2020.
funerals?
Former
day.
Pentagon chief Esper says Trump asked about shooting protesters. This is from May 9th, 2022. Former Defense Secretary Mark T. Esper said President Donald Trump inquired about shooting protesters amid the unrest that took place after George Floyd's murder in 2020. He recounts that incident and many others in a wide-ranging interview. Blah 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 blah. So
George Floyd.
Okay. And how many people were shot and killed?
none, because this guy said, "Fuck you, I'm not doing that."
Exactly.
He wouldn't carry out unlawful orders.
Oh. So nobody got shot.
Nobody got shot.
Like, you guys are
That's
insane.
good.
You're insane.
Okay, let's move on to the simmer down. This is, I agree. I can't believe that you would be cool with Donald Trump killing me, but here we are. All right, the simmer down is this. I personally believe that whatever this is, this reality, that we are all kind of here for some purpose.
Okay, so is that the clip? Is that all? Because this is that's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking for those children, I'm sure. I'm sure about it, dude. How could they say that? I don't know. I don't know. What was this? Like, what? I don't know. These people just haven't read history. I baffles my mind. They sound exactly like the fucking SS, to be honest. Well, if you have Jewish blood, you have Jewish blood. Simple as that. Fucking crazies, dude. Crazies. I don't know. Sorry. That's it? Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. We can get back to the Destiny and lawyer debate, but wow. That is shocking, in my opinion. I mean, it's par for the course, though, right? I don't know. What are these people saying? Like, what are these... Like, when I hear Nick Fritas or Nick Fuentes or any of these idiots talk, I just hear such idiocracy falling out of their mouth that it's like, and it's so obvious they don't know what they're talking about. The worst part is that this isn't just Trump. Trump go down as Charlie did. Trump will go down as Charlie did? Well, I hope not. I hope he gets a trial. I want him to have a trial, and I want him to be tried, and I really want him to just go to jail and fucking rot in a prison cell for the rest of his life. We'll make sure to do a little prison reform too, so bastards like him don't get a fucking TV. No, I'm fucking... That's fucked. he can have a TV. He can have a TV so he can watch Gavin Newsom shit on him. See, like, I say shit, like, when I say that, I'm like, oh, whoa, that's too much. Do these motherfuckers just be like, oh, that wasn't far enough? Yeah, amen. Whew. Fucking losers. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, that's shocking to me. Anyways, we were mid-soya. Oh my god, all the memories are coming back, guys. All the memories are coming back. I forgot that he did the what did I call it? The sassy fingers? The yappy fingers. Yeah, he did the yappy fingers. Not like that? What's up? I need a face cam. That's what I've discovered. I need to get a face cam for you guys so you can see me. Although Nick Fritas is always a fun little companion, isn't he? Oh, when Trump dies, he will suddenly be praised? I mean, maybe. Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't want him to die. I want him to fucking sit and rot in a prison cell. I want this motherfucker to legally pay. You know? Maybe we can do some experiments on him. We can study his brain and find out what makes a fascist fucking wanna rule. I don't know. Put him through some... Have him chill with a monkey or something. I don't know. We could get fun with it. He's basically a tool for our entertainment at that point. So we could make him do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. We could, like, put a little circus on and have him, like, ooh. Ooh, I have an idea. We could, so, obviously we'd separate all of the political, all of the people who broke the laws and, like, Hegseth. We can have them all in separate prisons, but every once in a while, we'll bring them together and have them do like a little show for us. They'll have to work on it, but every once in a while, we can have them do a little show for us and watch them squirm. I don't know. I hate these sons of bitches. I think they're hijacking our democracy. So, if I sound a little crude, I apologize, but this is my democracy they're shitting on. Anyways, let's listen to these fake lawyers have fake and their fake theories about how the president should be the #1 guy and rule everything.
If you actually let people like respond and rather
Oh,
than just
hold on. We did see a soy out, so I did kind of, for any new viewers.
Misunderstood what the nature of the format would be here. I'm that.
Andrew, go ahead. I love the energy. I love the.
You're not to be in uniform. That is
Engaged
where claims. An enemy combatant that is shipwrecked was true. They do qualify. Number two, you have no evidence of any of those claims. An enemy combatant that is shipwrecked qualifies for prisoner of war status.
Engaged in chemical warfare.
They're not.
Oh my God! Hold on. We missed so much. We gotta
first world
rewind.
country.
The real lawyer's just so bad they resorted to YouTube. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Here, we'll go like
Weren't surrendered.
Back.
How do you even know they were shooting at him from fucking drones?
Okay, just real
They
quick.
weren't surrendered. They weren't
Just
taken
real
into
quick,
custody.
before we go on, just
The
to
pixels were too small. We couldn't tell.
Hold on, stop, please. In the DoD's Law of War manual, and this was
Oh
updated
my
July
God,
2023,
this is so good, bro. This is moments before shipwrecked. Moments before we get shipwrecked.
read from this directly. This can like give some context to the audience. Under section 5.9, persons placed hors de combat, Persons, including combatants, placed hors de
Hors
combat
de
may not
combat.
be made the object
Sounds
of attack.
hot.
Persons placed hors de combat include the following categories of persons, provided they abstain from any hostile act and do not attempt to escape. 1. Persons in the power of an adverse party. 2. Persons not yet in custody who have surrendered. 3. Persons who have been rendered unconscious or otherwise incapacitated by wounds, sickness, or shipwreck. And 4. Persons parachuting from aircraft in distress. So, if the Washington Post report is correct, Andrew, could you give us the legal reasoning that, in your opinion,
here it comes. Here, it's about to drop. It's about to drop. We gotta relieve it. Oh, here it goes.
Narco guys were a legal target.
Well, they weren't shipwrecked. They were blown up.
That's
Bro, they weren't shipwrecked.
What do you think shipwreck means?
Shipwreck means a ship wrecks on a reef, on a
No,
shore.
that's not what it means.
No way he says that. No fucking way.
It means the ship has been rendered incapacitated. It could have been because it got wrecked, or it could have been it got blown up. The reality is that the people on the ship, even if they were enemy
Bro,
combatants,
he doesn't even believe it. He doesn't even believe it. Look at him. Yeah. Bro, he's like, let's go back. Let's go back. I want to see his reaction to that.
what do you think shipwrecked means?
Shipwrecked means a ship wrecks on a reef, on a
No,
shore.
that's not what it means.
Bro, look, he's laughing too. No. No, bro. No, that's not what it means.
It means the ship has been rendered incapacitated. It could have been because it got wrecked, or
Bro,
it could have been
look
it got
at him,
blown
he's
up. So
laughing.
the reality is that the people on the ship, even if they were enemy combatants, of which we have no proof of, by the way, even if they were, as soon as their ship has been rendered unable to provide...
Bro, and he's like, how am I gonna dig this motherfucker out? Oh, God. No.
combat functions, and the people in the water, they have
Where does it
obtained...
say that?
Or, say well,
No.
Well,
So-
you're a lawyer. Hey, I'm curious. Wait. No. Inform us. You're a lawyer. When there are words that appear legally and there are statutes,
you.
how would you figure out what it actually means? What would you do? What would you look up?
Are you allowed to shoot enemy soldiers who are running away?
Yes.
Okay. So why is this any different?
You know, when you're swimming around, fucking bubbles going up to the top, you could shoot a gun. You could shoot. You know what? You could throw a bag of cocaine at the fucking drone. Chemical warfare right there, bitch. Chemical warfare. This is so crazy.
Because they're shipwrecked.
Because they weren't
They don't
running
have the,
away.
They're not running away. They're in water. They're shipwrecked.
What about soldiers who are running away? They're not attacking you.
Bro!
Because soldiers that are running away are still considered part of combat. Fleeing is a military operation.
Right. Why would these people in the boats...
Bro, I really do want to reiterate. His version of fucking... is irrelevant as you can't run in water. No, it's even dumber. So, you can fucking get shot. You can get shot and fucking blown up and fucking you're on a fucking piece of wood. Help! Help! You know, the sun's baking your back and fucking barely... you can't breathe. Fucking the smoke and shit. That's a legal target in this guy's world. However, yeah, tactical drowning. If you slam your ship into a fucking reef and onto an island and then unload a bunch of tanks and shit, you can't shoot those people. Those people need rescued. What a fucking dumb argument. What a dumb argument. Are you stupid? This motherfucker is dumb as hell. This motherfucker would get a speeding ticket and turned it into a fucking 40-year max sentence.
Let's get the benefit of the law of warfare where they're not engaged in any recognized military force or warfare.
Because when you're not a fucking savage, that's how you conduct yourself as a first world country.
Amen.
Especially as a country that says that we don't exist under the Rome Statute because we're not signatory to the ICC. We have our own military courts that are supposed to hold our own behavior accountable. That's why stuff like Abu Ghraib and that's why stuff like Gitmo is not always on the up and up, and some of it we went after. So the answer is there is international customary humanitarian law where all of us agree that there are certain rules. You can't torture people. You
Dude,
can't
he
rape
knows
people.
he just
You can't.
got cooked. He knows he just got absolutely cooked. That's the face of a man who got cooked. Fucking tofu, bro. It's about to be some burnt tofu on this bitch.
Capture people. Well, I'm informing you since you apparently don't know anything about international
You're not
law.
answering the
Murdering
question.
people.
Just let me know when you're done.
What the question specifically is you can't
does he do
murder
the
people
yappy hands
that
here?
are just swing.
For people to have the protection of the law of war, they have to qualify for the protection of the law of war. These are regular combatants engaged.
Oh,
in
he almost
chemical
said
warfare.
people. Bro, regular combatants engaged in chemical warfare, bro. Holy shit. Chemical warfare. They're saying, oh my god, bro. Listen to that dumbass spit that line. Does he even believe it? I don't know.
Against the United States don't qualify for the law of war.
Number one, even if what you just said was true, they do qualify. Number two, you have no evidence of any of those claims. An enemy combatant that is shipwrecked qualifies for prisoner of war status.
Engaged
Where
in
what?
chemical warfare.
They're not
Holy
in
shit.
uniform. They're not.
They don't have to be in uniform.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm
I know
gonna
it
start
hurts.
playing some
Yeah, I know.
front mission. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
And
It's
Andrew,
okay.
please
Your
finish
daddy
your
Trump
point.
just commits war crimes or hex,
Well,
whatever you want to say. I know it hurts.
You guys, gang, I love the energy. I love the passion. It's really great content. But we gotta let Andrew finish his point, please. Andrew, go ahead.
No, I'll let this.
I mistook the format of this debate. I'm going to
go.
soy.
I just do want to say, however,
I
that,
do want to
guess
say that I
misunderstood
mistook
what
this.
the nature of the
I
format
mistook
would be
the
here.
nature of the
I'm
format, and I'm not looking good. So I would like to leave. Thank you.
unlikely to stay for 2 hours to get yelled at by Destiny. That's not a good use of my time. So if we could maybe have questions and answers and people have an opportunity to exchange views and positions, we don't have to agree, but we can inform the audience that way.
He
Getting
just
yelled
doesn't
at by
like
Destiny
being
for 2
made
hours
fun
isn't
of.
informing anybody.
I'll be nicer.
I guess
we probably get more. We'll probably get further if you actually let people like respond, and rather than just trying to cut them down before they finish, you actually just let them
I agree.
respond.
It would be nice if they were
Great.
responsive to my questions. That'd be nice. We probably get.
Well,
we gotta. Okay.
And instead of mischaracterizing as not being responsive, I'll tell you. You tell me how it fails to respond, and I'll tell you how it is. Andrew could do the same.
Also,
but I do agree.
what was the question for the debate? Because
Yeah,
we
look,
seem to
yeah,
have-
that's what I'm trying to do, please. I'm trying to rein it back in, right? We're going to be talking about the shooting of the National Guard members, right? And who bears responsibility and to what extent they bear responsibility, and if Trump does so. So let's kind of reset, get it back on track. Okay.
I have a question because they really want to answer questions. Can I ask
Go
it?
ahead.
Yeah.
Ask your question.
Do you
I
think-
better be on track or else we're...
Do you think
Go ahead.
Donald Trump has ever toned down rhetoric, or has he only ever made it worse in the last year?
He's allowed to engage in rhetoric. He's a politician.
That's
He has
not
no
what I asked.
obligation to-
I didn't. He's allowed
He's
to.
asking if
So
he has.
wait, I asked if he has. I thought you were. I thought you were here to answer my questions, not say whether or not it was okay what Trump did.
All right, I get to speak what I'd like to say. Is that okay?
No, answer my
tell the
question. It's not
audience that
okay.
Let him give his answer, and if it's not responsive to your question, you can remind him of that after
just
he's
did.
given his answer.
I
ahead,
don't
Andrew.
work for you, Soy Pill. I don't have to answer questions to your satisfaction.
Yeah, well, you also have a
I'll
goldfish
answer
memory, so 3
sorry.
seconds
Well,
after I asked my
hold on.
question, please
No,
answer
okay,
it.
I'm gonna have to start meeting people.
I'm
Okay,
gonna,
I hate.
I'm
to
gonna
do
bow
this.
out if this is. I'm not spending 2 hours of my night like this. This is pointless.
You just answer my question.
Finish your statement, Andrew. Go ahead, please.
State your question, Soy Pill, and I will provide the answer I believe is appropriate for me. Go ahead.
Okay, has Donald Trump ever turned down the rhetoric, or has he only ever inflated it and made it worse? Especially in the last year.
Okay, the question's irrelevant because Donald Trump has no obligation to turn
Okay,
down the
cool. So you're not going to answer my question. So you can stop talking now. You can bow out now if you're not going to respond to anything I say.
No, he can't. I'll mute
All
it.
right, bye. See ya, dude. You're fucking useless, dude.
I muted. I guess.
Oh shit.
Remember at the start I said this is what all Republicans do is Trump is just given the outer perimeter of what he's legally allowed to do, but then on the other end, by the way, those politicians were allowed to make that video, right?
Well, hold on. Allowed to.
I think they probably broke the law. Actually,
You're unfucking believable. You're disgusting, like a subhuman. I can't believe that you guys,
Holy
the
shit.
free
That's
speech
Give him,
guys,
give
would
him
say
the
stuff like
chance
this.
to
It's
argue.
unbelievable to
Why?
me.
This is
Hold
your
on,
debate.
just real quick, Destiny, please.
I've never seen a soy out quite like that where he just leaves. I think I'm gonna order some DoorDash, not gonna lie. I'm fucking hungry, dude. I'm starving. Where should I order from? Should it be from, I'm feeling either Taco Bell or maybe some Mickey D's? I don't know, dude. I don't know. We don't have much. We don't have much in the Kansas area. Let me go to, dude, DoorDash is like in everything. You can literally get everything now. I think that's, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm gonna get some Taco Bell. Sounds fire, dude. Yep. TB, hepatitis B, prone to infection. All right. All right. So we're going to get us a probably 2 grilled cheese burritos. 2 of those bad girls on there. Yep. I personally prefer the black beaned. I prefer the black bean variant. You guys can prefer whatever you want, of course. I prefer the black bean variant. Gonna add one of those. Yep, right there. And then I'll probably get probably a 2 beefy 5-layer burritos, and that's it. Yep, I'd say that's a good order. I'm a big burrito fan. I hope you guys know that. Big burrito fan out here. Love them. All right. I always tip my Dasher, folks. Always. I could have added 8. Is that even worth it? Is that even, like, does that even make sense? I don't even think that makes sense. How does that work? I don't think it does. Anyways, let's get back to the debate. That guy's Twitter is insane. The guy on the left. Destiny? Oh, Nick? Yeah, Nick Fritas is a fucking evil piece of shit. Definition of a fascist.
Why did they break the law? Give us that argument, please.
When they're under 18 U.S.C. 2387, that they're trying to demoralize and discourage the military from actually following the commanding officers. That's what they're trying to do. That's what their objective is. You know it also. You can pretend that you don't know that that's what their objective is. Their objective is that every time an order comes down, which the left may question, that they have to sit there and think to themselves, is this something that I can get in trouble for down the road? That's what their objective is. Why else are they making the video? You have no answer to that, because that's the only possible motivation.
Hold on, no. The possibility is they don't want. Could it be? This might be a stretch. Okay, maybe they just don't want them to follow unlawful orders.
Right. Okay, but then you wouldn't put it under the context of literally days after Alyssa Slotkin goes out there, says that Trump is issuing illegal orders.
Well, wait, wasn't Trump issuing illegal orders?
Oh, the guy that left? Oh, shit. I don't use Twitter, so I would not be able to view his tweets, but I'll just take your word for it. He seems like a fucking idiot anyways.
Didn't that happen?
No, he wasn't.
Do you think that Alyssa Slotkin believes he did something illegal?
See, now you want to go into the whole murdering that happened after the video was made, right? And you want to
how about we can talk about stealing the National Guard from the governors when Trump is using the National Guard and redeploying them to states without the governor's consent?
That actually, so far when it was bouncing around the Ninth Circuit, it actually held up pretty well. See, what ends up
held up pretty well. No, it didn't.
Happening when these things go for the court. This is another problem problem with just telling a military member, you decide what's
Hold on, wait.
unconstitutional.
Wait.
Let me just finish my point. You
Wait,
asked
no,
me a
wait,
question.
hold on.
I'm
You made a claim. You made a claim. Wait, just real quick.
answering
You made a claim. My understanding is the last thing that went through the DC thing, they said no, he wasn't allowed to do that. That deployment was illegal.
Because it
True or not
depends
true?
on- there's so many cases going on. I'm not going to tell you that I can tell you in this court versus in that court that this is the status as of right now here versus that one over there. Now maybe somehow you got your hands on some sort of AI there which is able to flesh out for you.
Someone summarize what he's saying in chat so I can read it.
What's happening in Washington versus what's happening in Illinois and California. Maybe you have something that can do that. I don't profess to have encyclopedic
It'll just do this thing where it will
of
like
the thousands of cases
make
that end
everyone
up
in Discord
that the
muted
leftists
until
end
the
up
second
causing
person
because
like
Trump
overwrites
became
the audio. I have no idea
they're
why.
just not happy with any any order he issues, that they're going to try and fight it in one jurisdiction after another. So I can't tell you.
Oh,
wait, hello?
He's gone.
In jurisdiction Y.
He's afraid.
What's your issue? You okay?
No, you cut out.
You cut out
for a second.
Okay.
I don't know, but
So
you're back.
Well, then isn't it possible then? Before what? Sorry, isn't it possible then that Suckin really did believe then, if this is really complicated and some courts are ruling some ways and some courts are ruling, then maybe these people did believe that Trump is issuing illegal orders?
Oh no, it's very possible. It's very possible.
So when you said it's the only possibility, you were
don't they have the
wrong.
freedom to say? Don't they have the freedom then to say?
No, because here's the question. They have to be acting under the default that it is constitutional, especially because so many of these orders that at the lower level are declared unconstitutional, and then as soon as you get to the circuit court, they say, no, that's totally fine. So now how is it that if judges who are proficient in the law and understand the law are sitting here arguing about what's constitutional and what's not, how can it possibly be healthy or natural or normal for any typical military member sit there trying to figure out what the ultimate determination of law will be on this particular action that he has yet to take?
Well, they already have that. They already have that burden. Wait, they already have. You asked the question. Do you understand? They already have that burden, right? They're already supposed to.
Thank you, Louis Bet. Appreciate the $10.
Something is so obviously egregiously beyond what the Constitution allows.
Yeah, like killing people in the middle of the ocean outside a country that we're not even declared war against.
You're coming to this case, which came up after they made the video, and I'll tell you right now, I haven't researched the law because I didn't think that when we're talking about whether or not shooting the Trump in the National Guard
that's your own fault,
is going to somehow lead itself to a conversation about shooting down a boat in the Pacific.
Bro, that's
so
not their fault.
And I'm not going to speak without knowing what the law is in that particular circumstance.
Okay, well we can talk about something that Trump did that's relevant, like how the most recent case from Cobb says that what he did in deploying the National Guard was illegal. Do you think that they should ignore those orders because the person ruled that he should?
At which level? At which level of court is that?
I don't remember what Justice Judge Cobb is.
Court.
Oh,
no,
he says some crazy shit.
And that's my point, is that these cases go back and forth. Now,
he says some
you have
crazy
to put this in a
too.
practical sense, because when you're
hold on. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Wait, real quick. Real quick. Well, because he just misquoted something, because maybe he doesn't know the difference. I don't know if he knows what a preliminary injunction is or a TRO is, but you don't need the Supreme Court to rule on something to stay or to order a preliminary injunction or a TRO. So I don't know why you just said, why you're pretending that something needs to go all the way up to the Supreme Court before a lawful order is issued. Okay, just to be clear. Go ahead.
I'll answer that question, which is a pretty simple question. Every time there's been a TRO that's been issued against him, Trump has fought against it all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Every time.
It doesn't. Hold on. Excuse me. Are you implying? Let me just be clear. Are you implying that if a TRO is issued, is approved against you at a district or a circuit court, that if you violate the lawful command of that TRO, of that preliminary injunction, that if it eventually gets overturned to the Supreme Court, you won't face some kind of contempt or criminal consequences?
Trump hasn't done that. He's actually bent over backwards. You want to know what Trump's biggest problem is?
Can you answer that question real quick? Why can't you answer any question?
Let him respond. If he doesn't answer,
he didn't answer the question. He just lied and said that Trump hasn't done it. Trump did do it, by the way. It was a huge issue with the immigration case where they ignored the order that was issued. You're lying, because I have to correct the record.
Lying.
They told the planes to turn around and they didn't do it, and they're getting in trouble for the fact that they violated that TRO, even if it was eventually overturned at a higher court. You still have to listen to the orders of the court. You got to assume you'll win later on.
This is exactly the point. Judge Boasberg, when he's sitting there trying to say, I'm in D.C. and I'm going to start directing the President of the United States as to what he can do with his military planes that are flying out of Texas and going south of the border, and I'm going to start telling him what he can do with these military planes. The audacity of Judge Boasberg in that moment was unconscionable.
Dude,
it was
the audacity of a fucking federal judge. What are you talking? You have no idea what you're fucking talking about. If you're disrespecting our fucking federal judges like that, you piece of shit. No respect for the Constitution, have an ass. Ugh, disgusting. I mean that. Just fucking gross. So much disrespect for our founding document. They should just fucking have it as their toilet paper if they're gonna not give this much of a fuck about it. I mean, God, dude. The audacity. Like, dude, listen to what you're fucking saying. I mean, do you hear yourself, you buffoon? You absolute... Just... I can't even think of words to... I mean, it speaks for itself. You know what I mean? He speaks for himself. Fucking idiot.
Of a federal judge in the federal jurisdiction to make orders related to the rights of American citizens? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry, hold on. Do we need the Gulf of America judges to make the rulings on this? Who would be the one to make the ruling?
I understand you haven't spent 10 seconds in law school, so you don't understand what jurisdiction is.
Oh, he just owned her.
Yeah, explain to me jurisdiction. You're right. You're right. Wait. He has no jurisdiction. Well, first of all, he's fucking up jurisdiction and venue right now. Yeah, explain jurisdiction. Who would have jurisdiction over that?
Because of lack of venue, he doesn't have jurisdiction.
So then I was right. You need a courthouse that's floating in the Gulf of America that has proper venue and jurisdiction to hear the case? Is that what you need? No. Who has jurisdiction to hear that case?
Just because
Tell me.
Around the law doesn't mean
see how he's doing the insults now? He has no argument. Who has the jurisdiction then? Which court hears that case? Which court hears that case?
After another.
Which court hears the case? Which court hears the case?
Please.
That would be. It would probably be a district court in Texas.
Please don't die, Orange. Thank you for the $2.
No, it doesn't have to be a district court in Texas. You don't know where they fly out of. You don't.
Counselor Destiny's coming here telling me it doesn't have to be there. Well, apparently the Supreme Court thought you're wrong. Maybe they should consult
and I'm
with
just
you.
Gonna
you
soy
know the law far
out.
better than everyone else. You're sitting here mocking, saying everyone else is stupid or a liar, blah 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 blah, and over talking them when you have no idea how the law actually functions.
Okay, why did the court say that Texas? Why did the court say that they had to issue it out of Texas? A Texas court had to hear it instead of the DC one.
I'm sorry.
Why does the Texas court? Why is that the proper venue versus the DC one?
Because it's flying out of Texas.
Okay. What was the issue that the plaintiffs brought up in the DC case?
Which issue? Which DC case?
The one that you're talking about, where they said that the Venezuelans that brought up the case eventually it was in front of Boasberg in the DC circuit, and eventually it was ruled against them. They had to bring it up in Texas instead, right? What was the issue?
And Boasberg got overruled.
What were the plaintiffs' issues with that, though? What were the plaintiffs?
You're missing the entire point.
It wasn't. It's venue. Okay. No. I'm not missing the entire point. You're misleading. You're misleading. You're misleading. Yes, but the issue was they couldn't choose a proper venue because the people had no notice about where they were being flown out to. That was the whole issue. Is that Trump issued this order on a Friday night? The plaintiffs brought it to a court with proper. They could hear it federally. It was a jurisdictionally a federal case, but they had to do it properly in a different venue because the government successfully argued in front of this joke Supreme Court that this was a habeas corpus claim and not an administrative procedures claim. Okay. But the issue is that But the issue the plaintiffs had is that they didn't even know. Well, hold on. I'm not even.
You gotta let him respond, please. He lost his teammate. His teammate decided that. Whatever. I don't know.
Okay. So then the question: if it would have been a Texas court, would he have said a Texas court could have turned the planes around?
Good logic. Please go ahead.
It's an interesting legal question as to whether or not they would.
Oh my God.
You asked me a question. I'm giving you a fair answer. You asked me a question. I'm giving you an answer. What I'm saying is, you assume that courts are God. And I
assume the courts can tell what the law is. I'm sorry. Trump is God to you.
The Constitution. No, I don't think Trump is God. I think Trump is very fallible. I think he made a lot of mistakes. Perhaps, arguably, that he's not fascistic enough. Because if he was more of a fascist, if he was the fascist that the left claims that he is, if in fact he was, in that case, you wouldn't have Sarah Beckstrom dead right now, right? The reason this guy's here, I'm going to try to bring this.
Oh, how far back are you at Spots? His teammate has dipped out already.
Back to the actual conversation, to the premise that we have here. Why is this guy here in this country? Everyone loves to say that Trump's court in April actually approved and gave him asylum. But the reason they ended up giving him asylum is because the way the law was built and baked specifically by the Biden administration was that unless this guy had committed fraud or some crime after he got here that he was
guy doesn't exist for the
in a court of law for,
Whoa, who's that? Who's that fucking Chad? Let's hear him again. Who is that fucking Chad, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hear him again.
Or some crime after he got here that
Thank
he
you
was
guy doesn't exist
convicted
for the
in a
Sen.
court of law.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what a Chad. I don't know who that guy is, but he must have a large set of hands. He must have big fucking hands. Oh. Yeah, even his. Yeah, okay, I didn't catch that. That's funny. Oh, that guy is so cursed. Oh, that guy is not. I don't know. There's some people you just can't. I don't know what gives him the confidence to say that. To say that kind of stuff, it just baffles me. Are we feeling, what colors are we feeling? I kind of like a fucking light purple for her, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like a... He is grifting 100%? Oh yeah. The guy who's in the call right now? For sure. I think the other guy actually believed in what he was saying. Truly. But I think this guy's just a grifter. Just a grifter who's gonna grift. And they're everywhere, so don't worry. They'll be fine, I'm sure. I don't know. I kind of liked the white on her. Looked fresh. But we gotta blend in, guys. Gotta blend in. We're going urban now.
They had to grant him the asylum. So they basically made it, they brought in all these millions of people, and in Operation Al and the OAW of where they basically say, hey, we're going to bring in all of these Afghanis. They basically, and then they assigned them temporary protected status. What they basically said is, we're going to fast track you to getting you legalized here without any vetting, and then we're just going to basically say, oh, okay, you now can apply, and it's going to be impossible for a court to remove you, because based on the way the law is written, and you have to follow what the law says, based on what the law is written, yeah, he does.
So Trump had no issue. So Trump had no issue flying these people to fucking Venezuela, some of which have been brought back now. He had no issue doing any of that. But he was forced to grant asylum to this guy.
Well, first and foremost, like I said, Boasberg did not have jurisdiction. You see, you're trying to deflect over to that whole Boasberg situation.
No, you literally said
what
Trump has to follow the law. When you were just talking about how Trump doesn't have to follow the law like 10 minutes ago, like giving you a direct example of how that's not true.
I said the only reason that Sarah Beckstrom is dead is because he's not a fascist. Because if he was a fascist, he would.
Why was that guy even there?
That is crazy. Dude, if he was more of a fascist, even more people would be dead. So, you know what I mean? What time is it? It's fucking 4:22. Should be here soon. Fucking let's go. I've never ate on stream.
Because Biden set up that it was impossible to legally remove him. He set up that it was impossible to legally remove him. That's my point. Let me just finish this point. That if Trump was the fascist he was, and he wants all these people gone, he would have ignored the law and say, I don't care what the law says, I'm deporting them.
Or he would make a law saying, let's deport all of the people.
He literally did that when he invoked the Alien Enemies Act.
He did, but
and he's doing it right now in response to this. Like, what do you mean?
Every single time. Instead, what would a fascist do? A fascist would basically take his military and have them do what he wants. Instead, he tries to work within the confines of the law. Now, you don't like the way he does it.
You were just saying Trump using the military is his... Well, he keeps spouting off like 6 different points. They're all contradictory. Like, can we not jump in and tell him when he's being stupid? Like,
stop. I'll give you uninterrupted time as soon as he's done. My God, you guys are making me... Okay.
Can you also have like a little notepad instead of your camera so I can see all his different points and remember which ones are the dumb ones I have to respond to?
All right. See, all you have is trying to disparage me without actually refuting a single thing I say, which I take that as a compliment. Now,
to be clear, we refuted tons of things, right? You haven't given a single example of anybody conducting himself the way that Trump has, correct? You conceded that point entirely. That nobody has ordered their DOJ around like Donald Trump has. Nobody's done that. You can't give a single example of that. It's unprecedented.
No, what Trump does is what he does is with transparency. He does it publicly. No, it's a conversation.
Wait, is my thing lagging? Did somebody just ask if Trump was transparent or public? I didn't hear that. So I don't know who you're talking to right now. I said, is there any example of anybody ordering their DOJ around like Trump does? And you just said, you mumbled something about transparent. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Do you have any examples of that?
Because I don't know what conversations are held.
Why can't you just say no? Why can't you say no? There are no examples. Trump is acting in an unprecedented manner.
I don't know that it is.
He's assuming that every other president has done just as bad. We just never figured it out.
Single example. If this is so common, give me a single example of another president ordering their DOJ like this to arrest particular political opponents.
Soy Pug just gave you the answer. He just
rhetoric. Thank you for saying last
answer, but he understood what I was saying.
No, yeah, but that's a stupid point. I was summarizing your stupid point. It's still fucking stupid.
Okay, well, you can disagree with me, but like,
because I can't imagine, I can't look into every single government document. Therefore, I can't say for certain that no one has done what Trump has done, even though Trump is the only one we know who has actually done it. That's what you're saying.
He's the only one who tells you what he's going to do before he does it.
Okay, that's not an argument. Hey, do you know? Does Donald Trump know about the existence of aliens?
I don't know what you're trying.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, he hasn't said it publicly, so like I can only assume that it must maybe be true that every president knows about the existence of aliens, and we can all just operate under that assumption instead of no, because we have zero evidence of it, and there would be no reason to assume it's true, right?
I have no idea where you're going here.
Because you are assuming that every other president has maybe done just as bad as what Trump has done with the DOJ, only because they've done it clandestinely. We have zero evidence of this.
There's indicia of that.
What's one example?
When you refute the indicia, which I said, if you're weaponizing your tax agency, you think?
Oh my God, this is such.
That's the first place you go. Is hey, let's harass with taxes.
There's.
You think that's the first thing
that happens? We're not talking about the IRS. I'm talking about the Department of Justice. Whereas the President of the United States told the Department of Justice on who to prosecute. There's no. Just say there's no examples. That's fine. You're going to say there's no examples of it. You did the public record.
What's Jack Smith? What's that?
Jack Smith was a special counsel that was appointed by the Attorney General.
Yeah, but who's Attorney General work for?
The Attorney General didn't communicate, because you say, who does he work for?
Who does he work for?
The American people. The Attorney General is appointed by the President of the United States. The Attorney General does not take, the AG does not take orders from the President on who to prosecute.
Really? Really? Then why Merrick Garland just decide to appoint someone? Why did they not go through the normal confirmation process with Jack Smith? So much so that the case in Florida got tossed out because he didn't have jurisdiction to actually bring the case.
The case in Florida got tossed out because Thomas wrote some incredibly stupid thing about how Jack Smith wasn't legally appointed or whatever. It was the only special prosecutor who wasn't legally appointed. But the reality is
why wasn't he legally appointed?
Why would he even need that special prosecutor when Merrick Garland himself could just go after Donald Trump? And also, this is all a pivot. Just say you can't give an example of somebody going after a political opponent like Donald Trump has.
No, what I'm saying is that if you're going after people with your IRS, you're certainly going after them with your DOJ.
So no, you can't. Can you name any executive orders besides the ones written by Trump that have targeted particular people?
So I'll explain to the law, and I say, can you refute the law? And then when you try refuting, I'll say, so no, you can't. You see, that's not. You're trying to win an argument rather than make a point.
Well, no, the point is that we're trying to make a comparison.
There are no presidents in U.S. history that have given direct instructions to their attorney generals to go after political opponents, even naming out the unqualified prosecutor that they want to use, the unappointed, unconfirmed one, the unconfirmed prosecutor to use to go after them.
You think Alyssa? You think Mark Kelly?
Do you see this pivot? Do you see this pivot?
I'm asking a question. What you just said. I'm not pivoting. I'm asking a question. What you just said. What you just said sounds ridiculous.
Donald Trump's Truth Social, where he says that Pam Bondi needs to go after 3 people. He names
what was it? It was opponents. They're a threat to him. Are they a threat to him?
Yes. No, they made him mad because he's a narcissist.
No, so I'm saying, so they're not his political opponents. They're just people made him mad.
Bro, this shit is
Those
crazy.
are politically. They're his political opponents. Yes.
Why? No. What makes them a political opponent? Political opponent is someone who you're actually, competing with in politics.
No.
So the president has no political opponents because he's the president of the United States and no one else is running for office anymore? This is what a stupid argument that you're trying to make right now. Donald Trump targeted people on a political basis, not on a prosecutorial. Not he thought they broke the law, and you can't give me any examples of anybody else doing anything even remotely similar. You can't. You have none.
We have to. Again, do I have to have timers in this shit, right? Do I have to have 1 minute for one side, 1 minute for the other? I hoped we could have like an actual back and forth conversation, but this is frustrating.
I actually don't mind the way he's been trying to cut me off. I do think he actually makes his argument sound weaker when he's trying to desperately say, you're saying nothing, you're stupid, you're saying nothing, you're stupid, rather than actually trying to make a point back at me.
I did make a point. You can give examples. You were pointing this IRS thing that led to no criminal charges. Yes. Even Donald Trump's own DOJ didn't pursue anything more after that.
I also pointed to Biden's DOJ trying to prosecute him.
Yeah, not under the orders of Biden.
I want to bring this back to the topic.
No,
We don't-
somebody
we
trying to
are-
prosecute
we
you,
are off
somebody
topic.
is not. No, this is on topic. Trust me. Somebody trying to prosecute you doesn't mean that you're being politically hunted. It's because he broke the law flagrantly and openly.
Broke the law flagrantly and openly.
Yes.
So much so that the ones you actually got convictions on, no one can even understand what law he broke.
I'm talking about the Mar-a-Lago cases. I'm talking about the Mar-a-Lago cases. And guess what? There were more convictions in that than there were in any IRS bullshit you're bringing up, right?
You tell me, Destiny, if it's so obvious, if everything there was so crystal clear, why did they not bother going through the normal confirmation process with Jack Smith?
This is completely irrelevant to the question.
No,
the fact that they
it's
even
very
used a
relevant.
special counsel. No, the fact that they even used a special counsel shows that Biden is not directly ordering his attorney general.
But he wasn't an actual special counsel. That's my point. He was just an extension of Garland, who's an extension of Biden. They pretended it was.
So did Biden order this? Did Biden order this? Did Biden order this?
I have no idea if Biden. I don't know. If
Oh, okay. So it's not an example of doing the same thing as Trump.
Garland is the deep state secret
No,
agent.
what I'm saying is, I don't think Biden himself do it, but I definitely think people who work for him in the Oval Office, who are the ones who are, controlling his automatic pen. I think those people are the ones who are controlling Merrick Garland and Jack Smith. 100%.
What is the evidence we have right now so far of the auto pen? Just curious.
Ever.
Not the one that Trump got caught using, but the one that Biden was supposedly using. What's the evidence we have so far for that?
My point is, you're asking me if Biden did it. I'm saying the Oval Office.
You just made another bullshit claim. Oh, who told Merrick Garland then? Since you seem to know this, just tell us. You have nothing. Everything you say is a fucking lie.
I can maybe send her a link. Can I get in here?
Convicted? You said that Donald Trump's 34 felonies and convictions were bullshit. How many people were convicted over the Obama tax fraud stuff? How many people got convicted from that? Keeping in mind that Donald Trump was the next. The answer is fucking zero. So this isn't even remotely equivalent because that whole case was fucking bullshit. Everybody knew it.
So now you're living in the naive world where you think that because no one prosecuted folks from the Obama administration, that means everything there was 100% aboard. That's what
Thank you. Actually, actively
and there were
impressive.
no
I will spin it,
charges
assuming that's what you did.
I want to make sure.
And Donald Trump was the next president.
No
and
charges.
He investigated and he didn't recommend. His DOJ didn't find anything.
No charges brought against Hillary for when with
Hillary didn't
everything
break
that
the law.
she did.
Hillary didn't break any laws.
I don't even think you believed that 8 years ago.
I know that. I'm pretty sure that's. What law?
I'm
What
pretty
law do
sure
you think
you
she
didn't
broke?
hold that position 8 years ago.
For real, what law?
What law did she break? What did she break? What was the proof that she was intentionally retaining classified material, like Donald Trump was at Mar-a-Lago? You at least acknowledge that Donald Trump was intentionally retaining classified material at Mar-a-Lago. He knew it was there, and he knew it wasn't supposed to be there, and he hid it from investigators when they came to find it.
I think he intentionally held documents in Mar-a-Lago. That I
Okay, that's good. And obstructed the investigation.
I don't know if he legally obstructed it, but I can hear an argument. I actually thought that of all the cases that they brought against him, the Mar-a-Lago case probably had the most sound legal footing.
Okay, so if he's willing to do it, it's a slam dunk. What did Hillary do that was obviously and clearly against the law?
I mean, we can go into Hillary, but this is really flying far afield. My point is, the only reason I brought up Hillary was not to devolve into a whole conversation as to her illegal conduct. The point was that no matter how nefarious people are, if you're in Washington and you're a Democrat, you're not going to get prosecuted for it, and you'll never get convicted. There's no way you're going to get convicted.
What happened to Hunter Biden? What happened to Hunter Biden?
Hunter Biden was a gift. And when Hunter Biden was a gift.
Do you see the pivot? Do you do this now? I'm just curious, like person. Is this an ordinary mental process for you? Do you have to think about how hard you pivot from everything?
Was he convicted?
You said no Democrat got convicted, and I just gave you a guy.
Was
Hey,
Hunter
what's up,
yes, of two
Richie?
different
Good
crimes.
to see you.
No, he was pleading.
Which counts as a conviction.
No, but you can't get a jury to do it. You can't get a jury to do it. You can't get.
Then wait, if he couldn't get a jury to do it, then why would he take a plea deal? Wait, if he knew he was going to beat every jury, then why did he take the plea deal?
What is the difference legally between a conviction by plea deal and a conviction by jury? Well,
he's trying to make the argument that the jury wouldn't convict because everybody's so biased and he can't get a fair trial anywhere because all the Democrats love
not anywhere. Not anywhere in DC.
Then why did he take a plea deal if he knew he would always beat the jury because they love Democrats so much?
Because the entire point of the Hunter Biden prosecution was to try and give cover that there was some legitimacy to the Trump prosecutions. That's why. That's the only reason they did it in the first place.
So Comey and Jim Jordan were all on board with the Democratic Party here? What evidence do you have of this?
No, what I'm saying that, but
do you have any evidence of this?
I'm quieter than the video.
Don't have any evidence of this. They didn't
a
bring
single
the most
shred of
charges.
evidence.
They didn't bring the most serious charges.
Why not?
Even.
Why not?
There we go.
Why not?
That should be better.
Because it wasn't a real prosecution.
Yes, because it was Republican. It was a bullshit Republican talking point. Yeah, I agree. Started by who started that? Who started the whole sham prosecution into Hunter Biden? It was Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani. Why do you think he was fucking impeached?
It should have been a real prosecution.
It wasn't though because the confidential informant that started off that whole prosecution lied about everything. Donald Trump literally made phone calls.
I'm also in this debate.
Hold on, guys. My food. I think my food's here. I think my Taco Bell has arrived. So I will be right back. Here, I don't know, what can I put on? Oh my god, I can't wait to get to this. That's gonna be fun. Here's some MS Now highlights.
Donald Trump is finally turning his focus to the out of control affordability issue. Despite calling said crisis a, quote, con job made up by Democrats. Tomorrow, he will travel to Pennsylvania to tout his so-called economic agenda. But judging by a roundtable the president held today at the White House, it seems that his strategy will be to tell the voters to ignore their lived realities, just blame Joe Biden.
We inherited a mess, affordability, but you can call it affordability or anything you want, but the Democrats caused the affordability problem, and we're the ones that are fixing it. So it's a very simple statement. They caused it, we're fixing it. Unfortunately, under sleepy Joe Biden, he's a sleepy guy. Our farmers were crushed by the worst inflation in modern history.
Fucking moss.
Joining us now is Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro
That's
of
what I
Pennsylvania.
have to say
Welcome,
about
Governor.
that.
Governor,
Live
given that the
fucking
president just
moss.
learned
Thanks.
the word affordability, how do you suspect he's going?
Whoa, we got some fire coming from Blondie. Anyways, I'm gonna be mainly quiet while I eat this. I'm gonna mute my mic, so if I have anything to say, you'll hear me.
Him to
I'll
announce this
unmute my
sham
mic.
prosecution. That's why it fucking went nowhere. It was bullshit from the very start.
Okay.
Are we
Soy
actually going
Pill,
back to
oh, just real quick,
2018?
Soy Pill's been wanting in.
Sorry. go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, if you
So,
want to
yeah,
recenter the
so
debate a
go
little
on.
bit, the whole reason we're talking about all this Trump bullshit is because we're talking about how he has fostered the environment for inflamed rhetoric and violence and all this other stuff. And it seems like you're willing to get on your knees and defend literally anything that he did. So can you, other than not being fascist enough, is there a single thing you think Trump has done to contribute to the inflammatory, violent nature and rhetoric of what's going on right now?
I definitely think of things that he's done wrong during this administration. But as far as
Specifically
his-
in
him
regards to the
inflaming it,
rhetoric.
I mean, I certainly, I would think that some of the things he says definitely gets people angry. So if to that extent, I would think that.
Okay,
yeah,
so that sounds like the charitable, well, you're triggered. I'm saying, does he do something wrong that is contributing to the violent nature and the tensions in this country? Because that's like the first axiom of this whole National Guard thing. We're never going to move past it if you can't admit that he's at least done that.
I don't think he sits there trying. Well, let me think that.
Okay,
through.
so like after Charlie
I wanna
Kirk
think
got
through. I wanna-
blasted,
let him think,
and
let
he
him
said,
think.
"Well, here I'm giving an example.
Think
I'm
about your
bailing him out right now." So when Charlie Kirk got blasted, okay, well
Yeah,
maybe.
just let him.
The last
give him
thing I
some
need is
space.
for you to bail
Yeah.
me out. Yeah, I think that some of the things he says is designed to troll. So I think that a fair claim can be
Okay,
made that
I
definitely
don't know
adds up to
why
that, right?
every single like horrible thing Trump does you have to lube up so it'll fit into your mouth. So what I'm saying is when Charlie Kirk got blasted
See,
and he
if
said
you-
no
if you
let
were
me
less
finish.
filthy-
No,
if you were
no,
less filthy,
and if
I'd
you
have
were
more
less of a
respect for you.
total fucking Trump dick suck, maybe we could have a real
You see-
conversation.
you see,
So
if you
hold
were
on, let
less
me finish.
filthy, I would have
Yeah,
more
hold
respect
on.
for you. I
Well,
can
I
have
have
a
zero
conversation
respect for
with
you,
you.
so I'm not going to be less filthy. So
no,
here, can we talk, please? Okay, so
I-
hey, Wick, can I talk? Because I've been listening to this guy
no,
blab on. No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna
no,
let you
no,
talk.
no,
Okay,
no, no,
you
no,
just
no,
said
no,
different
no,
Hold on,
things.
no,
just
You're
no,
stop.
no.
Stop. Everyone stop. Everyone stop. Everyone stop. Good logic. Finish, and then Soy Pill can.
I didn't finish. He interrupted me.
No, what I'm simply saying is that I might have no respect for you, but I'm still going to at least fake it
Why?
because I was bred by
That's
two
I don't care about
parents.
your personal life.
I
Just
was-
keep it in the
I was
bedroom.
bred by two parents.
Because I was bred, bro. No. Bro, because I was bred. Bro. It must have been some crazy breeding to get you to fucking become a fascist. Wow. Ooh, wow, that is funny. That is funny.
actually
I'm gonna
taught
go
me
back
how
to
to
eating.
engage in discourse. You're not winning an argument if you're just calling me some dick sucker or whatever.
That
stupid,
is the
childish word you wanna
preamble
throw at
to
me.
the point I'm making. It is clear you're a dick suck. I want to make an actual logical statement afterwards. Okay.
That's not actually making a point.
Yeah, well, because
Can I make a point?
you interrupted me before I got to the logical part.
Well, you would get there a lot faster if you wouldn't.
If
waste
you wouldn't
everyone's
interrupt
time
me,
by
yeah,
trying to
sure.
show
Can I
that
go
you're
now?
Such a man that you can use words that are used by fifth
Do
graders.
you look at me and tell me that I'm trying to appear as such a man? Tell me that, please.
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche.
Okay. So
I
after
will agree with good logic here. Hold on, Soipo, can you please stop trying to act like Donald Trump does on social media every single fucking day? That good logic thinks is epic and hilarious. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, yeah. So when Donald Trump said after the Kirk shooting, and we didn't know anything at all about the shooter, and said, this is the left, they're coming for you, they're violent, we're going to stop them, we're going to root out this evil in our country, he called Democrats pests. This was not, he trolled. This was not, he said things that made people mad. This was him inflaming the rhetoric. Would you agree with that?
I think he was speaking out of fury.
Okay.
Wait, to inflame the rhetoric. That's what.
No, it's not. I don't. You're saying that his objective is to inflame the rhetoric.
No, he never said that. You can inflame the rhetoric without.
You're saying that's
without
why.
it being
and I'm saying,
intentional.
I don't think that's. I don't think
What
it's
is
his
this standard? Hold on.
Standard? I'm not saying it's okay. I didn't say it's okay. I didn't say
no
it's
one
okay.
said it was okay. We asked if it was inflaming the rhetoric. You don't have to intend to inflame the rhetoric to inflame the rhetoric.
Well, you said the reason he did it was to inflame the rhetoric.
No, I think he just asked if it did inflame the rhetoric.
Well, we can go back to the tape if you want.
Well, ask that question. Soypil, do you think? So let's pretend he said that. Did it inflame the rhetoric?
Possibly.
Oh my God.
Bro, this man is not well bred. This man is not well bred at all. I'm just gonna say that right fucking now. Not well bred at all.
Wait, possibly like I can only know if I see the secret documents that the previous presidents are hiding and will never reveal, or possibly like, yeah, probably, but I haven't looked at the polling afterwards or how the entire right reacted to his statements.
No, possibly in the sense that I don't think it's something that's really calculable.
Then nothing is calculable, right?
Well, can I ask?
No, you're saying.
Can I just ask?
In what way is it inflamed? What was it at? What is it measured? Like what? In
As
what
in,
measure?
as in, if you're a follower of Donald Trump, you feel like you have invulnerability from the laws because you know that Donald Trump will pardon you if you commit crimes on his behalf or if you commit violence on his behalf, because he said that when the right commits violence, it's righteous, and when the left commits violence, it's just them being unhinged.
You're saying it inflamed the rhetoric. How did that manifest into any damage? Tell me who was harmed because of what he said. Tell me one person who was harmed since Charlie Kirk by the left. That you're saying that he's making such a dangerous circumstance. So you tell me the person on the left who's been victimized because of that tweet or the entire
The whole country has been victimized. What do you mean?
Tell me one person who actually went out there and did anything violent because of something Trump ever said.
Any of the left doing violent stuff against any conservative, the left-leaning people committing violence can be attributed to some extent to what the right-leaning president says. You don't think you can inflame violence against people on the other side?
So when he says that the left is deliriously deranged and dangerous, that now is inflaming the left and justifies them actually manifesting that by going out and killing people.
Did Biden never say anything like that? I didn't say justify. Why did you add that word in there? Where did justifies come from? Is the other person in the call again that I can't hear?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
When did I ever say it justified the left being violent? Hold on, I just want, just to be clear, crystal clear, so the court reporter can hear, get it on the record. You don't think that the president of the United States can say things that would incite the other side to violence? You don't think the president of the United States can do that? He doesn't have that power? When he speaks, only his own side hears him?
Live fucking Moss. I'm destroying this Taco Bell. Almost done. Almost done.
Your point is that he's amping up.
Why can't he ever answer a fucking question? Holy shit!
I don't understand your point.
He just can't answer a question.
Okay,
maybe trying to get you to admit.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Let me rephrase. Can a guy say mean thing that even the guy's enemies think is a really mean thing and makes them do bad things? Is that possible?
And you think it's more likely they listen to him than to their own people?
I don't even understand what's happening. It's got to be intentional.
Okay, I gotta translate because I think we're missing.
No, don't fucking translate what I'm saying. I'm gonna start screaming racial slurs. He knows exactly what I'm saying.
Wait, no, that's a perfect example. Here, wait. Let me go. All right. Flawed logic. Get this. All right, if it's a white guy and a black guy, and they're having an argument, and the white guy busts out the N-word, do you think that's turning up the rhetoric? Because it might make the other guy more angry. So the white guy's not getting more angry, but he has turned up the rhetoric, right, by introducing this horrible slur. Is that possible that you can inflame the other side?
That's theoretically possible. I think it's a childish perspective to believe that's actually what happens.
You don't think that's ever happened?
I think that's childish. I think that's a very, very childish perspective. That you're saying.
Then what's
that
the number?
I
What's
think,
the left turning up the rhetoric then?
To actually think. I think you have to be an idiot to actually think that that's what happened. And I was giving you the benefit of the doubt that you were not quite that stupid. That you think that after all.
We have a soy out. This is a soy out engaged. Engage your soy routines, folks.
All the hate that they've been ratcheting up against President Trump and the right, actually before Trump even came along, that they've been ratcheting up since 2008, that they've been ratcheting up against the right, saying that they're Nazis, they're fascists, and they're misogynists, and they're transphobes.
Bro, you cannot. Oh my god. You said I'm black. I thought your username was Monkey Man. I was like, you can't have that username. I'm glad it's not that. Thank God.
It's cringe when wokies do it, and it's cringe when conservatives do it.
You're doing it right now.
Yeah,
You're still
go ahead.
doing it right now. You think that after decades of the left basically screaming about how evil everyone on the right is on, that you think that when he sends out a tweet saying how deranged and seriously dangerous
It was
the
an
left
address,
is,
actually. It wasn't a tweet.
That is what makes them now act deranged and delirious. How stupid do you have to be to think that his words are what's influencing him in any measurable way at all? Could it theoretically...
How stupid do you have to be that his words motivate his base? Are you dumb?
So to answer your ridiculously stupid, childish question, could it theoretically have an impact? Yes. Would any reasonable person think that, yes, now that's why they're violent? All of a sudden, now they're violent? You have to be a moron beyond belief to actually think that's true.
Okay, what would a president have to say to turn up the rhetoric in your mind?
Wait, or I'm curious, what do you think Obama... do you acknowledge that Republicans have been calling everybody on the left commies and socialists for decades? All throughout Obama's term, he was called a communist and a socialist. Do you acknowledge that?
Yes.
Okay, who were like the #1 enemies of America for the prior 70 years when they were calling Obama a communist?
No, when they were calling him a communist, communism was not that big a threat at that point. At that point, Islam was a much bigger threat.
Do you think Nazis are a big threat?
Wait. Okay, yeah, then cool. Then what was a more recent threat, communists or fascists in the world?
Well, I think that when you're calling someone the most evil person
he
ever...
realized he just walked himself in the dumbest trap in the universe.
Wait, Hitler has been dead for 80 years. I mean, he's not that big of a deal, right?
Fuck. Oh, no, that's so awkward. I feel so awkward for you, bro. You're supposed to cringe.
I'm done?
Good logic. You respond.
Yeah, there's a...
Mogged, bro. Mogged.
Very big difference. No, the public does not recognize communism for the danger that it is. They don't recognize socialism for the danger it is. You don't take offense at being called a socialist. You embrace it.
No,
which political party did we ban? Was it the USA Communist Party?
Being called a socialist or communist.
Who was the... What did it...
Poor Wick in the corner. Oh, poor Wick.
Oh, was it the Brown scare that we had?
That term. Do you not embrace the term socialist?
Me? No, fuck
Destiny's
no.
a
And it doesn't
famous
matter if you
socialist,
embrace
yeah.
it or not. Black people call
Yeah, oh my god, bro. Hold on, I didn't see what you were saying, Bill. You're okay. I have a lisp on occasion. You can hear it when I say sixth. Excuse me. Bon appetit, as they say. Compliments to the chef there at Taco Bell. He really knows what he's doing. Can't lie, can't lie. Delicious. Highly recommend their grilled cheese bean burritos. Absolutely fantastic. Yo, you're fine, Bill. Don't worry. You're fine. You're doing great things.
Call themselves the N-word. I can't go
I
around and
gotta
call them
find
the
my
N-word and say,
vape
well,
now
you
'cause
guys
I
embrace
lost
it,
it.
don't you? What a stupid fucking point.
But what I'm saying is so it's not a slur if I call you something that you happily admit you are.
It absolutely is. If you call me a faggot, I wouldn't assume that you're saying it as a term of endearment. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. No, what do you? Hold on. What do you mean? Just because somebody says something about themselves like this doesn't mean that it all of a sudden doesn't become a slur. I mean, as I says it. Also, in the era of Obama, we just spent the whole 60 whatever fucking years in the whole Cold War. How are you trying to pretend like communism wasn't the #1 threat to the United States? What was the Cuban Missile Crisis about? You don't think every single American?
We did it, Reddit.
I'll quote Obama himself. I'll answer you by quoting Obama himself. The 1980s are calling their foreign policy. They want their foreign policy back. No one was worried about socialism and communism in 2012.
Then why were they calling him a communist as an insult?
Because it wasn't as an insult. They were saying he's a threat. They weren't saying that he's an insult.
Oh,
They're saying
so it
he's
was a
danger to
description.
capitalism. Yes.
And what do you do to
100%.
the communist dangers of capitalism? What
why
did
do
we
you-
just spend the past 60 years doing? The dangers of capitalism.
Why do you think we call people fascist or Nazi? Do you think it's because we're insulting them?
No, I think it is considered, but it's considered an insult because if you're embracing socialists and I call you a socialist, I might mean it as an offense.
When
I
you
might
say
look at it
Donald
as a
Trump
terrible
should
thing.
be more fascist, do you think that's embracing fascism a little bit?
No, I'm saying I don't think. By the way, what I'm saying is, if he were more fascist,
Dude, he can't even disagree with it. Bro, what the fuck? This guy is a fucking piece of shit. Man, it's 3 a.m. here. I should have slept 2 hours ago. I have class. I should go now. Bill, sleep well. You're going to have an amazing night's sleep. I don't know if Scottish Taco Bell is authentic. I imagine it might have some. Yeah, I'm sure it's authentic. It says authentic. Honestly, it's probably more authentic than here in America. Which I'm okay with. Hey, these foods are designed to keep you alive. If you die, who's going to be buying the fucking fast food?
we would be in a less dangerous situation. I don't want
True,
him to
because
be
all the
fascist.
enemies would be dead by now.
I don't want him to be a fascist. What I'm saying is the reason he's having these problems is because he's.
I just want him to be more like a fascist. Oh, okay. What dumb yokels? He's not even a yokel. He's a city slicker. What the fuck? I forgot I have Discord open. I'm on Discord right now, I'm pretty sure. Who knows? I might hop into the loner chat. But I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. We still have to draw and stuff, which we'll do that here soon. Let's see. Oh, no one's is in Loner's box right now. Interesting. Well. Oh well.
Over backwards to try and.
I'm not saying I would just want him to be a fascist. I'm just saying it would be better if he were. Yeah, right, Bill? Bill, you need to go to bed, bro. Go to bed. Here, I'm going to play some rain noises for you. Guys, don't worry. This will just be temporary. This is just why Bill is trying to get some sleep. This is just while he's trying to get to sleep, guys. I'll immediately... Oh, I like this one. This one's a good one. Oh, listen to that. That's beautiful. You got the live chat too? Oh, I wonder what the live chat is saying. It's always some crazy shit. I might be cooked. Why is he cooked? Okay, we'll start the rain in 3 minutes. But until then, we'll
and work within the binds of the Constitution.
His vice president
this guy is such
literally
a
ran on, let's
joker.
try to ignore all of the judges. What are you talking about?
What are you
This
talking
guy
about?
is
JD
such a
Vance
joker.
saying, let's ignore all the judges when he was running for president?
He did the Andrew Jackson meme quote.
I'm not sure what.
Oh,
you're saying, no,
the Supreme Court has made its ruling. Now let's see them try
Now
to
let them
enforce it.
enforce
Or
it,
is that what
yeah.
you're referring to?
No, I'm
Yeah, he was
referring to
saying-
where he said, like, let's ignore the courts because the courts are saying things that go against us and our agenda when he was running for president. I'm sorry, was this
Okay,
not
JD
like a thing that you
JD
paid
Vance-
attention to? I'm assuming you voted for Trump. I would probably hope that
JD
you would.
Vance. I think you're an idiot if you think Vance ran for president.
Oh, you got me.
I don't
dude.
even know what you're trying to say. I don't know what you're trying to say.
He was
So
just
J-
the vice president,
with
bro.
J-
Can we
with
go back to
JD
Hunter
Vance-
Biden now? Oh my
my
god.
Okay.
Bro.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
JD Vance
when did Vance
ran on an agenda of let's ignore judge rulings so that we can get our agenda done. Do you know this, or are you completely
That's
ignorant
made
of
up.
it?
That's.
Do you want me to
completely made up.
scowl?
Fake news. Fake news. Fake. It's all fake.
Do the quote.
That's okay. All right,
Okay,
good.
That's
Well, have
okay.
fun.
No, I know
hold
you
on,
don't like do
wanna try
research
for
on the people
third
you vote
time
for.
and maybe
So.
the final time, right? The third time, the final time. So please bring us
Are
back
those
on
fake
topic.
books? Hold on. Folks. Are those fake books he has in his background? No fucking way. No fucking way. Hold on. There is no fucking way those are fake books. This guy has a fake set of books in his background. No way. No, I don't believe it. I'm sorry. There's no way. I mean, that's true. Never trust a streamer with books in his background. But those are fake. That's a... No, dude. That's sad. That's sad. He doesn't have real books, so he had... Imagine the process this poor man went on. That MPO, basically the unit, wasn't that... I don't know. Hold on, I'm on a thought, though. This man had to type in www.amazon.com. He had to look for a... What do you even look up? A background sheets, I guess? Book background sheets. And he had to set that up. That is just so sad. I'm sorry. That's sad, dude. Could have just bought some fucking books. He had to look up... Do you think we can find it? Let's see if we can find it. Oh, bro, it's gotta be. It's gotta be somewhere. Fake book. Wall. Where is it? Where is it? Fake book decor. Do you think he shelled out for Wayfair? His ass definitely didn't. Yeah, these are too pricey for him. Wall decoration sheet, I think. And then Amazon. His ass definitely didn't go to Wayfair. Come on, Amazon. You can do this. Come on. Oh, did that just give my fucking address? Nice. Love that. See, the issue is these are better than what he has. These are actual books. I'm looking for like a hang down sheet. What do you even look up for that? Okay, well, people know I live in Hutchinson, so I'm not too much. Okay. I need to know. Okay. Wall. Come on. Stop. Wall sheet books. Or no. With fake books on them. Okay, that's gonna be something good. Close. I can't find his exact one. But they all kind of ring the same, huh? Ooh, this one might be it. No. Hold on, is this one it? Hold on. No. Well, maybe. It looks very similar. Oh, well, we're going to go down this rabbit hole. Book poster? Old-timey books poster. Maybe. We'll go on images. Maybe we can find something there. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. No way. Bill found it. No fucking way. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. Bill, you're a genius. That's gotta be it. I think that's it. Dude, that's gotta be it. That is so it, bro. Hold on. I'm just gonna screenshot it. or no, I'll go to the website. Dude, Bill, such a valued community member who needs to go to bed. Need to go to bed, bro. You got studies tomorrow, exams and all. Dude, look. There it is. Dude, that's it. Or it's close. No, because it's got the... Yeah, it's got the red ones right there. Anyways. Still just absolutely tacky and cringy, and I would never do that personally. Should get a real obvious one. For when you show your face. Yeah. Well, I mean, I show my face pretty often. I just don't have a camera right now. But at some point, I'll get whenever I'm in a Discord call, I always am showing a real meme. But yeah. I mean, that's just so cringy, dude. An MS Paint bookcase. That's actually a good idea. That's a good idea. I mean, I feel like I could debate this guy. I'm not bad at debating or anything. I'm just, I don't know. I just, don't have as much experience with panel debates, but, I feel like I could debate this guy. Just a little bit of research, and I feel like I could confidently, destroy his arguments with my brain power.
Good logic. So if Trump is not to blame here, right, and you feel that, as I understand, he has no culpability in this, I guess I'll ask this: do you think
All
that
right,
the Democrats?
folks, you know what time it is? That's right. It's pill time. Let's go get our pills. Today's pills are a fun combo of fucking propanolol and dextroamphetamine. It's pillow clock, folks. Yes, I have very severe ADHD. You guys can probably tell. Although I feel like I can hold points better than some of my, I don't know. I feel like sometimes ADHD manifests in a lot of ways. Yeah, I took beta blockers for my panic disorder. Unfortunately, it's pretty bad. They're thinking about putting me on something a little stronger. I don't know. I've been getting if you've ever had like anxiety disorder or panic disorder, I get that feeling of like losing pressure in my body really bad. That's the issue. You're right, Bill. I don't get MAGA invaders because of my beta blockers. Oh fuck. I can't skip out on these bad girls. All right, let me take these.
Have any, or Democrat politicians or any specifics have any culpability in what happened to the National Guard in D.C.? Why or why not? Go ahead.
I think that bringing people in here without vetting them, I think that's a serious problem. You're creating a dangerous situation, and we've seen the
But this is so funny because they did vet them. They flew them to a separate military base. Do you think your ass isn't getting vetted in a military base? I don't know if it's they don't like trust our military or what, but they really don't think much of them.
Repercussion and countless dead people for that would not be here, but for the fact that we decided we're not going to.
Countless dead people, like that one woman from Ukraine, or that that woman from Ukraine, right? Oh, that was actually a resident that killed her. Oh well.
worried about who's
That's
coming
how
in
they
here
are.
because we're going to
That's
try
how a
and bring
MAGA
in
debate
here as many
goes,
people as
dude.
we can. And I think that was part of the Democratic agenda. I think that's one of the things that Trump is trying to rectify. So yeah,
Oh yeah. Bots, what do you want your drawing to be? I'll try to draw a squirrel. That word itself I always struggled with. As a child, I could not say squirrel.
I think the fact that there's a continue with respect to this particular shooting, because we don't know the motives of the shooter yet. So I think it would be inappropriate for me to tell you the reason he shot was because of policy A, B, C, or D.
Draw me like one of your French ladies? Got it. Easy.
I know people are saying that he was screaming Allahu Akbar. I don't know what his motivations were. I don't think anyone
Dude, that was racist as fuck. Was he screaming Allahu Akbar?
knows what his
Why would you say that?
motivations were. But I would say that the continual rhetoric where you're saying that the other side is full of fascists, and Nazis, and racists, that is not people you negotiate with. You don't negotiate with fascists and racists. I wouldn't negotiate with a fascist or racist. I hate racists.
Well, you would negotiate with them before a communist, apparently.
That's fascist. Didn't you call
He did, yeah.
Kamala Harris a fascist?
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible. I don't know.
It's not possible. It's 100% true. He did it. I can
It's
say it.
very possible that happened. Very possible.
Okay. I also linked you to the JD Vance quote
Okay.
if you want to read it and educate yourself, because you apparently didn't keep up to date with the people you're voting for. But
I keep up to date with people I voted for. I voted for Donald Trump.
yeah, did you?
Je m'appelle Cleve. What does that mean? Je m'appelle Clepe. Je m'appelle Clepe. I believe that's how the French speak. I don't know. That's the place I'm going to go if America turns into the UCS from Front Mission 4. I'll probably move to France. Well, if I'm going to be completely, I'll probably move to some Latin America country and just hope to God Trump doesn't send his invasion force. But maybe Australia. Here are my top 3. We got... Is my Apple Clippy. But, did I just get memed on? I don't know. But, my top 3 places are France, Australia, and I was thinking somewhere like Peru or somewhere. You know, I'm sure $1 can go pretty far there. I don't think... I'm a pretty chill dude, so I don't think they're gonna, like, try to turn me into a drug slave or something. I don't know. I don't think those exist in Peru. No, they probably do, unfortunately. I don't know, though.
Do you know that there's like this
Well,
big
and JD
second
Vance,
name
you
on all
voted
the
for both.
posters?
It's a two-person.
Like, you know, it's like yeah.
Yeah. I voted for Donald Trump. Like, how stupid are you? Best country in Africa? Botswana? Oh, yeah, Botswana is going through... I've heard they're doing very well. Anyways, sorry, I was gonna go into a whole rant about how Africa is at a very crucial point right now and how I feel like we probably need their leadership in the world right now, because I feel like we're bickering too much. Like, I don't know. We need a new player onto the world stage.
Actually, but for one reason or another, when I vote, I don't actually look at every single interview that both candidates.
Oh, sure, but
have
I
with
might look
every
at like the
party
very important things about how they're going to conduct themselves as president. Like, hey, ignore the courts. That's a pretty big one for
Yeah.
me.
Well, and what we saw is that they haven't.
Well, they
Time
want
and
to.
again, they
Bro, they haven't my ass.
haven't.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to get away with
Of
it.
course they want to. You want to see him. You want to see him dead, but you're not going to.
No, I super don't actually.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Dude, this guy makes a lot of fucking assumptions. I don't want Donald Trump dead. As much as I hate Donald Trump, I want to see him shackled in fucking a prison jumpsuit and served gruel for the rest of his life. I do not want this dumb... I don't want him to die. Fascists make so much better examples when they're not made martyrs and they're made into a pathetic display of failure, like they always end up being. I want you guys to think about what happens if Donald Trump gets his fascistic ways, right? He is going to be the biggest failure of a dictator ever, okay? He's going to entrench himself in a conflict in Venezuela that is going to be on the level of a Ukraine-style guerrilla warfare. He is going to kill so many. If he gets his true ways, is what he really wants, he's gonna put Democrats in camps, right? This is just obvious from shit he has said. And then he's gonna fucking die of a heart attack like a fucking loser. He's gonna get like halfway through and fucking keel over and die, dude. And then we're going to be in this giant mess. It's going to be like a power struggle. It's going to be even worse than it. Like, it's just going to be disgusting. So, but he's not going to get that far. He has a lame duck, as they say. But I do think if he tries to go in Venezuela, it's just going to bite him in the ass so fucking hard. We're going to be fighting against gangs, the Maduro regime, probably resistance fighters. Like, it's going to be a mess.
You don't want to see Trump die.
No, I want to see him rot in a jail cell until he dies of old age. But I hope it happens peacefully and patriotically.
Well, you're unlike most of your kin.
I have to finally take the Ambien. Oh well, hey, I take something for sleep. I take quintiapine. It's an antipsychotic, but it makes me sleepy. And that helps a lot. With I have very severe depression, so that helps with that. I'm sorry, I hate being like, pulling out the violins, but I do think it's important to talk about this stuff and to let people that feel the same way I do, that they're not alone, and that a lot of people feel isolated these days, and it's somewhat a remnant of the COVID era stuff, but it's also, I feel politically, it's a little tough to go out, especially for me, just because I know my opinion. I know being a Democrat is not popular around here. And politics is what I live and breathe. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I love. I love politics. So, like, you guys get ready. The midterm elections are going to be a party here. I'd like not to expect to go to prison, but Biden and Obama need to outlast Trump. Oh, Obama will. Obama will. Biden kicked fucking cancer's ass. I love holding that over MAGA's head. They're all like, oh, Biden was fucking decrepit. Biden was old. And he may have been old. He may have been not as quick as he was when he was younger. But he kicked cancer's ass. Like, I don't think Trump could beat cancer. Yeah, there's no world where Obama will not be the longest living president. I know. He doesn't even look that... He looks like kind of okay for how old he is. Like, he looks great for how old he is. Yeah, Trump is cancer. He'd probably just be like, welcome, my fellow addition to the rest. He's not doing well.
Okay.
I'm just saying, assuming that's true, you're unlike most of your kin. My point is, you're saying
that's not true, dude. That is not true. I even the craziest leftists say they want him to be tried and executed. Straight up, dude. Like, that is just not something you see on the left as much. Yeah, I've seen some people say he should die after horrible shit. But, I mean, if we're talking about media creators, sorry, I burped. Disgusting. But if we're talking about media creators, I've never seen anybody calling for his death.
Trying to say that some sort of gotcha on me that I don't know. He purportedly said something about ignoring judges. What I'm saying is,
It's not a gotcha. It's like a big hole in your entire like structure of.
All
hey, I
right,
voted
I'll
for
see
this
you
guy
later,
who's
Bill. I'll see you later. It was good talking to you. Thank you for stopping by the stream.
very explicitly doing his best to do illegal things and doing everything he can to ignore the courts.
No, he's
and then
not doing
out of the
illegal
other
things.
side of your mouth saying, actually, he's doing everything he can to follow the law, which is just blatantly not
He
true.
has been. He has 100% been doing that because he could have just said, F you, I'm doing what I want. And he hasn't.
No, he couldn't have. What are you talking about? He couldn't have done that. What are you on?
Yeah, like
But whenever there's been an order, you know, I'll tell you this much. Does he try to find loopholes? And what they say, 100%.
Wow. So it's like he fucking doesn't respect the law. You idiot.
He has. But that's very...
You
this is very-
dumbass.
this-
God,
this
you're
is a
so
very significant
stupid.
difference. The very significant difference is that's the difference between following the Constitution and fascism. So despite the fact that you guys keep calling him a fascist, he has not been a
I
fascist.
just got hit
If
with
he
a
had been a
brain
fascist, his life
worm,
probably
bro.
would have been a
He
lot
just hit
simpler.
me with a
I'm glad he's
psychic
not convinced
attack.
that temptation.
Bro,
A lesser man
what?
would have.
He
But he
gives in
hasn't.
every single day. The funny thing is, it would take a greater man to even be fascist because he's too childlike in his narcissism to even fathom a political ideology. That's why he becomes
do
a
think
cum
he's-
vessel for every fucking person around him, like Stephen Miller or J.D. Vance or all these other people that are fighting
Does this
for
really
control of
work
the
for
White
you?
House.
The whole cum dick sucker thing. Does that
Does it really
like,
work for you
enhance
to
things for
pretend
you?
not to know any event ever that goes contrary to your narrative? That when calling people fascists is the most
event.
important thing in the world, you don't know a single
Oh,
time that Trump has
God.
said it.
I
Even though it's
like
been headline
Destiny.
news every
I
time
know
done it,
he's
you pretend
not-
not to know a single
he's
fucking thing about
pretty
any of it.
fucking
Is it really crazy that you seem to know every single court
controversial,
order and you want to
but
go
he
and
can
dig
do
into why a
this.
special prosecutor
what I
may or
don't
may
know
not have been
every
legally assigned, but you don't know anything about
It holds up a mirror. It really does. It holds up a mirror to the Republicans.
the DC court saying that, oh, actually, the deployment of the National Guard here was actually against the law. Like, I mean, the selective knowledge is fucking epic. Like, keep it up. Seems to work for you.
I do have a question for Destiny.
The issue, the issue with, that you just raised, that on November 20th, that there was an order at the district court. My point is that's an order that's a district court, which did not come out, did not exist at the time that they made the video, and is almost certainly going to be overturned at the next level. So, do you understand how dangerous
if a district court
do you
judge,
understand? I'm asking you a question now. Do you understand just how dangerous it is to have members of Congress go out there and start advocating just blanketly that if there's an unconstitutional order that you need to that he's issuing orders, and you do agree that they say over and over again. Let's start with this premise. Do you agree that they've said over and over again that there have been unconstitutional orders that Trump and this administration have issued? Do both of you agree with that premise?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so if they've been saying that over and over again, now let's try to figure out how this will practically apply to any member of our military if they actually take to heart the message that those seditious six were throwing out there.
The
So what they're
seditious
actually-
six are. Also, Donald Trump literally pardoned 12 people
Slotkin.
convicted of seditious conspiracy. No, I don't know what seditious six. Nobody's been convicted of anything. You acknowledge the
seditious
only
six
time you
is a
acknowledge Donald Trump.
reference.
Donald Trump
Seditious six is a
pardoned.
reference, and you know-
It's a
you know what it
it's a histrionic delusion in your mind. Donald Trump pardoned people convicted of seditious conspiracy. With a seditious conspiracy,
You
was to
gotta
help him, right?
Just real quick, Destiny. You gotta let him ask his question. You've asked plenty of questions.
No,
of
not
him.
he can't load it.
I kind of want to draw cat ears on him in that moment. He looked like he
allowed
had
to load,
cat
if I can say
ears.
10
You
racial
loaded
slurs while
your
asking a
questions
question.
too, it's
No, I
okay.
don't. We can go back and forth
You
all he
always
wants.
do. You
Look,
always do.
Dictator
Because I'm
Donald
responding to the
is
50
what we're
things.
talking about right now.
I try to ask a simple yes or no question. He fucking runs off on fucking 50 million. He's out of my jurisdiction to answer these questions. I don't know what Delulu land he's in when he's talking half the fucking
That
time.
reminds me, we're trying to push our. We need to push the lines. We need to push the lines of gender. Right now, my audience identifies 81% male and 19% female. We got to get those numbers to even out a little more. We got to get them. I don't know what that means. You know, if I don't know, but we have to get these numbers up. We have to appeal to the ladies. I feel like I do an amazing job at that, but if you guys have any content suggestions, maybe I can do a makeup episode. That might be fun. Would you guys like to see me do my makeup? I've never done makeup before, but I feel I could really, really shine. See, what I need to do, I need to ingratiate myself in the H3 audience. You know what I mean? I already am. Basically, if you guys don't know, I am a FUPA Troopa. So
Look, how he answers it is his problem, and you can hold him to account if he fails to answer your question. That's
our
fine.
problem
But
because
he's
we
gonna
got to
ask you a
listen to it, and he's
question,
not responding.
And we do got to give him. He has been gracious to us to come on tonight and to stay, and we appreciate that.
That's
and
a
we're gonna
pretty
let
low
him ask
bar,
you a
Wick.
question now. Go
dude,
ahead.
it is kind of a fucking low bar. He decided to stay, like, woo, whoop-de-woo, you know? Like, any good debater would stay. Dude, I could be fucking embarrassed. I could be in that guy's situation. I'm still staying. I'd be fucking... At that point, I'd just be memeing. I'd be going on a fucking rant about something. I don't know. Wick is not. Don't be mean to Wick. Wick is okay. Hey, Wick's the only one who... He's the one who put this shindig together. You know what I mean? No, you're okay. Don't worry about it. Wick's a cool guy, so I don't want to meme on him too much. One of my friends, Ice Beans, knows him pretty well.
Good logic. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, the point that I'm making is, what practical impact could this have? You recognize, you've admitted that this.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the beard. Can I just be honest? I think you need a beard, like kind of like Destiny has, or, you know, it needs to be like more just close to the face. You know, I use my beard to hide how round my face is. You know, I have a very round face, but when I have a beard, it looks, you know, I got the Chad look going on. So I'm joking, but
as a reference to the 6 people who made that 90-second commercial. The 6 members of Congress made that commercial. I didn't coin that term. Pete Hegseth used that term. Several people have used that term. I think
he's getting defensive about his term. They used the term. Pete Hegseth, my war daddy, did it.
Term, and they obviously are not convicted of committing sedition, but it's just a way of referencing those 6 members of Congress.
Well,
so
here, can we use your standard then for like
No,
Trump's
you gotta-
rhetoric post
He
thing?
hasn't asked his question yet. You gotta let him ask his goddamn
His question was, could it lead to something bad? And I'm going to use his standard for Trump's thing post Charlie Kirk. Can you point to a single violent action or?
Look at those fake books in the background. God, that is so tacky, bro. That is so tacky.
Subordination that has happened
Hey,
because of the
your
Seditious
answer to the
Six
question
video?
you think he's going to ask, but he hasn't yet asked it. Let him ask
Okay,
it so
go
that
ahead.
even if you can mind read it, the audience might not have your abilities to mind read. So let
Dude,
him ask the question.
fucking
The audience
Wick.
can hear
Oh
the
my
question,
God.
and then they can hear your response. Great, great, good. Go ahead. Good luck.
So now, when assuming you're a supporter of Alyssa Slotkin, you voted for her, or you voted for one of these other members of the Seditious Six, and you think that they're a very important and significant voice in Congress. So you take what they say to heart, and you're a member of the military. What do you think your reaction is now every time you get an order that is borderline okay, not okay? It's questionable. Maybe it's constitutional, maybe it's not.
I
Do you
would
think
say that
there's
the reaction would
there's gonna
probably be, maybe I should hesitate. I've seen this person do potentially illegal things, and I'm going to be extra vigilant about it. But just with your criteria for the Trump inflaming the rhetoric post Charlie Kirk assassination, I'm going to ask you: can you point to a single violent thing? Can you point to a single violent thing that has happened because of the Seditious Six video, or anyone who's disobeyed an order in a way that has, caused people to get hurt?
No, it's only happened. They only did this 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well then I will just say probably this could happen, but it didn't. So.
Oh, okay. No, but since they're setting up a situation that probably could happen, that's sedition. Because what you're looking at in
that's sedition.
Practical terms here is that there very likely can be orders that some people will think is unconstitutional. Some people will think is not unconstitutional. Even judges may disagree. At the district court level, might call unconstitutional. Circuit court level, it'll be overturned, said totally fine. But those orders have to be carried out in the moment by an individual with a limited time frame and very limited knowledge of the law. So instead of them being able to focus on it, now
maybe we should train them a little better in the law.
Mark
I don't
Kelly
know.
supporter who's in the military and is behind.
Did he just say R. Kelly?
This Mark Kelly supporter.
Oh, bro, I thought he said R. Kelly.
who's in the military and is holding the yaw of some fighter plane and has to decide what they're going to do, now has that going through their head. That makes
Well,
for a
here's
much
the
more-
difference. Yeah, it shouldn't be going over their head if they're like fighting an enemy we've kind of known for a while. Someone like, like I don't know, like fucking we're not really at war with anybody. So I don't know. Yeah, that it probably should be going through your head. Yeah, should I be blasting this village full of refugees? Well, Donald Trump said to.
more dangerous situation for an action that a court later on, very likely, very plausibly, will actually say was constitutional. So now what these seditious six have done is
I don't
made
think there's
a
going to be
very
any
dangerous,
world
hostile
where it's
situation
constitutional
way more
to gun
dangerous.
down a bunch of people
You understand, wait,
unarmed.
you
but I
understand
could be
that like
wrong.
it might be a good chilling effect that people in the military might ignore orders from a fascist president, right? I'm only using fascist president because that's the nickname a lot of people have given him, right? But you understand that that might be a good chill. Not all chilling effects are bad, right? It might be that we do want our military soldiers. Maybe that's why it's even in the military code of conduct. Maybe that's why when you were at Abu Ghraib, you couldn't just say, a military commander told me to do this, and you could still be held accountable. Maybe it's good that our U.S. soldiers are thinking about these things. No?
No.
They could
No.
never have.
There could be
Hold on,
theoretically.
wait. You said no answer my question. So my next question. Here's my question. Next question. Wait. Donald Trump. I just wanted to just to be clear. Then you can say even more if you want. Donald Trump pardoned some of the only people ever convicted in U.S. history of seditious conspiracy that were trying to help him overturn an election, right? You acknowledge that Donald Trump literally pardoned all of those people, right?
Were those actually charges? Seditious conspiracy?
Yes.
They were convictions.
Dude,
Yes.
that
of
is
seditious
so
conspiracy.
embarrassing.
It was seditious. Which people were convicted? of
Enrico
seditious?
Tari.
Bro, there's no way this dude. This guy is
Believe
literally
me.
going to get you a fucking. He's gonna turn a speeding ticket into a 40-year sentence, bro. There's no way. There's no way, bro. This just isn't possible. He's not this dumb. He's grifting. That's the only fucking reason for it. He's acting like the orders they are talking about are actions taken in the middle of a firefight when we know that the double tap took nearly an hour between the first and second strike. Exactly, bro. Some poor fucking dude from Colombia was fucking drowning. Just, they were homies. They were like, oh my God, we made it. Oh my God. Oh, the sun, it's so hot. I'm going to take off my shirt. Oh God, it's so hot. I'm taking off my shirt. Target acquired. Oh, do you see that? Maybe it's like a bird, a lucky bird. Hey, let's wish upon it. Meow. Fucking dead. Target eliminated. Oh my God. That's really how it was too, dude. Straight up. That's how it was. Oh my God. They're actually evil. Holy fuck. Crossing the Caribbean, that's not a short journey? Oh, not at all. Yeah.
What is your Twitter feed? Is it Elon Musk just fucking whatever random right-wing conservative news down your throat every morning?
I know Enrico Tari got very serious charges. I just wasn't sure it was seditious conspiracy.
Bro, come on. You should know this. You're a lawyer.
All right.
Okay. So you acknowledge Donald Trump pardoned all of them of seditious conspiracy. It's the only time people
Why is that a problem?
I don't know. I'm just curious. You say sedition
Do you
is
think
really
that's-
bad? You think
No,
sedition
maybe it's like setting a bad precedent. I don't know. Maybe it's setting a precedent that sedition isn't that serious. I don't know.
like one of the worst things that could ever possibly happen? And Donald Trump has now demonstrated that if you commit a seditious conspiracy, but it's to help him, to help Donald Trump maintain power, that he'll reward you for it. He'll pardon you for those charges ultimately.
No, that's a reward. That's not a reward. It's simply he said, I'm not going
Not being in jail for 20 years is not a reward.
No, what I'm saying is I think that he looked at all those prosecutions as if they were persecutions.
Oh my God, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? There were still a prosecution, you idiot. Oh my God. The cat dragged in a real dumbass today. Holy shit. Wow.
How does that change what I said? So maybe you could commit sedition as long as it was for Trump, because he'll think it's always been a persecution, and either Trump or the Republicans will bail you out.
Oh, I don't think they committed sedition. That's the
You didn't even know about it.
Bro, he didn't even know. It's literally real time. He literally got hit with something he didn't know. You saw the process here, folks. He took in the information. He sat on it. And then within moments, like ChatGPT, he had the dialogue line. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if I think it was persecution, not prosecution. Bro, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's not how the game works, buddy. Dialogue line, NPC levels of debate.
Seconds
Yeah,
ago.
you don't even fucking know the fucking charges. I know you're not
Dude, he's about to tell me a fucking settlement needs my help. Holy shit.
familiar with the fucking indictments. You have no fucking idea what any of these guys even did, clearly. And it
No,
doesn't, to be frank,
I'm far more familiar
it
with
doesn't,
most of them
I'm
than-
sorry,
than-
but it doesn't really matter what you think, because a jury of peers disagreed with you and they were convicted. So it doesn't really matter, okay? So how could people think, if they were pardoned of seditious conspiracy, wouldn't that be like the #1 green light to commit sedition? If you know the president of the United States is going to bail you out if you do it and somebody tries to hold you accountable for it, more than 6 random Congress people saying something about
So
don't
you're-
ignore unlawful orders?
Your question is that by him pardoning someone for sedition, that the impact of that is that people will engage in sedition, confident that even if they get convicted, Trump will pardon them.
Yes.
Is that? And where lay out
Dude,
how
how
this
is
would
this?
actually unfold?
Bro, how is this a fucking foreign concept? How is this a foreign concept to this dipshit? Oh my goodness. What are they teaching at law school? Fuck, maybe Trump's onto something with fucking talking to Harvard. Like, what the fuck are you teaching these kids? This guy didn't go to Harvard, obviously. Probably public education, which is great, actually. I actually very much support public education, but, well, maybe not. He might be one of the, I don't know, education. I have no education, so in that type of field, everything I know, I learned it myself. I know, hard to believe with my amazing, you'd think I'd have been in, graphic design, but nope. 100% myself,
Do you know what happened?
Sure.
Do you know what?
Somebody might, I can
Okay.
Maybe somebody like
Yeah,
Tina
let him
Peters might try to
go.
help rig an election and think that she's doing the right thing the whole time. Maybe somebody like Mike Lindell might do things to try to help people win an election in defamatory ways. Maybe Fox News or people at that news network might try to help him win an election in defamatory ways that would help them be civilly liable, because they see that as long as Trump wins, he'll forgive them of everything. Like Ashley Babbitt her family was awarded some multi-million-dollar payout, even though she clearly was breaking the law and clearly got shot for justifiable reasons. Or maybe he'll pardon everybody or give you some other kind of payout. Somebody else was just given a big payout from the fucking federal government who was involved with, I would argue, seditious stuff. Like,
What does
how do you not
Destiny's,
see
like,
this as being a direct-
train,
when you literally
like,
have a lot of the J6ers that were convicted literally said they were
destination
there
clipboard
because
over
they
here?
thought Donald Trump would save them. Like, this has actually happened. It's not a hypothetical. It's actually happened.
The point to that last part was. But so I'm not sure even why you're asking this question, other than to say that there could be a ramification from him issuing a pardon.
This guy can't
that now,
follow
because
a
he issued a
fucking
pardon,
question.
other people will commit sedition in the future to try and help him. Is that the point you're trying to get to?
It's the most toothless way of reforming my point, and you remove so much from it that, yeah, but you're about to say something really stupid like, oh, should all pardons be made illegal now?
Yes.
You're so bad at guessing what I'm going to say.
He guessed. He totally guessed what he was about to say. No. Oh no, bro. Bro, that is not a confident way to say that. Oh jeez.
Than even I can fathom. Go ahead.
Let him speak. Yeah, go ahead.
I thought you were good at this.
Oh, look, he's trying to find a new talking point. He's shuffling through his chat GPT like mind. No. This is what MAGA mind does to you. It makes you buy fake fucking wallpaper. It makes you buy fake books. And it makes you get rid of your law degree and in lieu of becoming a podcaster. Don't fall for it, folks. Don't fall for the MAGA virus. It's bad. It's got this motherfucker down bad, bro.
Is it possible that it can have that impact? Sure.
That wasn't my question. It's already had that impact. People have already committed crimes with the expectation that Trump
Everything
would
this
be there
guy
to save them, and
admits
he
is,
did.
well, maybe. Like 1% chance.
That's pretty wild. That they
That they
so you're
said
saying-
that?
No, that's pretty wild that you're saying in 2020, when he's the outgoing president, that they're going out there and that they're going to engage in sedition, which frankly, you name one person, Enrico Tario, who you're saying was convicted of seditious conspiracy, and I'll assume that that's correct, that he actually was.
Bro,
I mean,
he's
the
not
thousands
lying.
of people who were there, they were not charged with seditious conspiracy.
Because they weren't plotting and planning ahead of time
Right,
like
so-
these
so
guys
this-
were, like the
right, no.
Oath Keepers were, and like the Proud Boys were.
So what I'm saying is you're talking about one person here who engaged, who was found guilty of engaging.
It was
seditious
dozens,
conspiracy.
I'm pretty sure, for the
It was
seditious
dozens.
conspiracy.
Well, the people that were, I think it was only
I
12.
just had a fucking great idea, guys. Okay. What if... Okay. We see how bad this guy is at being a lawyer, right? What if we make a fake ad with his face on it? And run it on MAGA channels being like, have you gotten in trouble for your political speech? Call this man today. I don't think you could do that, but that would be funny as fuck. Because he's so bad at it, he'd fucking get them all fucking arrested. He'd get them all fucking tried. Prosecuted, bro. Dude, this guy is not good at this. Oh, jeez.
Enrico Tario. Yeah, that's why I thought.
But it
only
was the
one.
people. Well, there were at least 4 other Oath Keepers that were convicted. I'm pretty sure in the initial batch there were like 7 or 8 people.
You agree with me though that
Sorry,
the,
just
the,
the
the
screen might
1,000
be
or so
black right now.
roughly convictions, all the 1,000, the hordes of people that he commuted their sentence, they were not charged with seditious conspiracy.
No,
right?
it was Enrico Tario, Joseph
No.
Griggs,
Goes to
Zachary
MAGA
Real,
jail.
Ethan Nordine, Stuart Rhodes, Kelly Meggs, and we can keep going, but like it was a bunch of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, so as far as the people who expected him to save them when they're doing something illegal, you're talking, was it those dozen people? Or you're,
The
'cause I-
people who a
everybody that
few weeks
marched-
before
everybody that
this he
marched
said
on.
exactly.
a few weeks before he said Proud Boys stand back and stand by. Yeah, those people. We're talking about those people.
Well, but
Stand
everybody that
back
went to the
and
Capitol expected
stand
Trump would bail them
by.
out, which he did.
He did or didn't?
He did.
Bro,
He did. Well, he did.
are you stupid? He did or didn't? Bro, look at the history. Oh my god.
Didn't
He
until
pardoned
20
all of
didn't
them.
until 2025.
Dude, this
Well,
is
they
a
said
because
debuff.
the election
he
in 2020,
lost.
That's what they were there
He's
for.
hitting
to
me
help
with a
with the
psychic
election.
debuff
No one
from
thought that.
hell.
No one
Nobody
thought what?
that. No one thought that was going to happen.
So
Why
just,
were they
just to be
protesting
clear,
on
the
January
people,
6th?
hold on, just
Wait.
to be clear, the people
Why
of
were they
January
protesting
6th
on the
did
day of
not.
January 6th?
They didn't. They were trying to forestall in order for there to be a count. But you're telling me that they're
Wait,
going there.
account for what? What would they kind of done?
No, that they wanted him to win. But you're telling me that they went in there marching, expecting that they were going to be successful and that he's going to
Yes.
save them. That's
Correct.
pretty stupid.
Yes.
That's so stupid. The reason it's so stupid
Why?
is because there's 2 possibilities. They're successful, in which case he's president and they're not charged, or they're unsuccessful, in which case he's not president and they're charged and he's not there to save them. So what I'm saying is your whole premise here as to what their expectations were is illogical. It doesn't make any
What?
sense at all.
It
throw
totally
out
makes
this
sense because
nonsense.
you're assuming that the only way you could be saved from a prosecution is via a pardon. But the fact that if you were to win as president, they just wouldn't be charged, period, seems to hold a lot of water. They would just not have been charged. Also, the fact that when he was elected president later, he pardoned them regardless.
If that was his objective, and they were banking on that, why didn't he pardon them before they were even charged on January 19th, 2021?
He might not have known that he could. Well, at that point, he probably just didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck about any of them. He didn't win his shit. He got fucking grumpy and dumpy, and he packed up all his bullshit to go to Mar-a-Lago, and he fucking
So you're
left.
saying he
He
didn't
got
care about them,
grumpy
but
and
now you're
dumpy,
saying that
packed
he
up
did
his
care
all
about
his
them
shit
in
to go to
2021.
never said he
Mar-a-Lago
did
and
it-
left. All right, let's break this up a little bit. Real quick, I'm gonna play some MS Now highlights just because I need to use the restroom and smoke. But when we get back, we'll start drawing a little bit, and I'll just have oh, dude, this is so good. Guys, look at this channel. Have you ever seen a more botted channel? 244 views, 348K subscribers. Are you fucking joking? Bro, what? Bro, and you fucking find somebody, you find these idiots just falling for it. Oh. Dude. 9 likes? Bro, I got more likes on my fucking... Oh. No. 4 comments, bro. 4. Oh, God, dude. Oh, God. Alright, I gotta use the restroom, so watch some MS Now. They are informing the nation.
To address the affordability crisis?
I mean, if he comes to Pennsylvania and spews more BS like he did today at the White House, I think what you're ultimately going to find are people tuning him out, because folks can't unsee what they see when they go to the grocery store, which is that beef and OJ and bread and the normal staples that they need in their homes, those prices have dramatically increased on Donald Trump's watch. And so what you have is a president who seems to want to blame everybody else, whose economic policies are failing. As a result of his tariffs, things cost more whether you're at the grocery store or you are farmers. He's putting people out of business as a result of his economic policies. And I think folks are smarter and too smart to believe his rhetoric.
You know, from October 28th, this is about Lee Valley business in Pennsylvania confirmed as the lone Northeast state with growing economy. This is a quote from here. New data from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development reveals that more than $31.6 billion has been secured in private sector investments and over 16,700 jobs created since the start of the Shapiro administration. Yeah. So, Governor, what will your response be, let's just say, if and frankly when Donald Trump inevitably tries to take credit for this success and this growth tomorrow?
Well, first off, I'm grateful that you referenced that Pennsylvania has the only growing economy in the northeastern part of the United States. We've secured tens of billions of dollars in investment. We're producing more energy than ever before. Our unemployment rate is as low as it's ever been, and I'm really, really proud of that fact. In fact, I will tell you, we have cut taxes 7 different times during my 3 years as governor, including a new earned income tax credit at the state level that's going to help 940,000 Pennsylvanians who are working put more money back in their pockets. We've cut taxes to afford childcare. We've cut taxes for our small businesses, for our seniors. Here's the problem. Every time we cut taxes and put money back in people's pockets or create more jobs or economic opportunity, we run into the federal government's economic policies, Trump's economic policies, which make it harder. I hear it from our manufacturers. I hear it from our farmers who are doing everything right and who are getting screwed because of Donald Trump's economic policy. So he can show up in Pennsylvania tomorrow night and he can put a bunch of rhetoric out there. But at the end of the day, people are a whole lot smarter than that. They understand that he's misleading them, and they understand that Donald Trump is making their lives tougher, while here in Pennsylvania, we're investing in people, we're putting money back in their pockets, and we're making things a little bit better for them.
Governor, I appreciate the prebuttal to the president's visit because, as you know, there's been a lot of noise coming out of this White House signifying very much of nothing. We were talking about earlier in the last hour about the attempt by this administration to go after someone like Letitia James over a box she checked on her mortgage, using that as a way to sort of frame up a fraudulent claim of abuse and so forth, using the mortgage application for that purpose. But this is an administration, in my view at this point, that has created a space in which people can't even afford to get the paperwork to fill out for a mortgage because they can't afford a mortgage. They can't afford the rent for the apartment that they're looking for. They're having to downsize their lives and to make very tough choices at kitchen tables, very much like the ones you're very familiar with across the state of Pennsylvania, because of the trade policies, the economic policy, the fiscal policy of this administration. A lot of governors like yourself are having to take this burden on. You've noted exactly what you've done and are doing in the state of Pennsylvania. Speak a little bit more about the significant role of governors at a time like this, under leadership like yours that tries to buffet and withstand the downward pressures on the economies of states like Pennsylvania by an administration that fundamentally doesn't know how the economy works.
Yeah. Look, I think fundamentally you have to understand when we're running our states, when any governor is running their state, you want the federal government to be a partner with you. You want them to be a value add, whether it's an extra dollar for an initiative or cutting through the red tape to help you get stuff done. What we find with this White House is every day they're making our lives more difficult, demanding people's private, personal information, trying to take billions of dollars away from taxpayers in our state. So every day I'm trying to advance the cause for my fellow Pennsylvanians as other governors do in their states. And then with the other hand, we're trying to fight off the federal government who are making our lives much more difficult. You mentioned housing affordability, which the federal government has failed in. We've got a housing initiative at the state level we hope can help overcome that. Here's another one for you, Michael, healthcare. I mean, I just want you to understand, in my state, as a result, a direct result of the president's actions, we are about to lose 150,000 people off of our Affordable Care Act, which is known as Penny, if they don't extend the subsidies. 310,000 Pennsylvanians are about to lose Medicaid coverage, and 140,000 are about to lose SNAP, the Food Assistance Initiative. And why? Because Donald Trump decided it was better to take money and help away from those folks who are working, who are struggling to get by, and instead give a massive tax cut to people who don't need it, quite frankly. And at the same time, as a result of him pushing the tariff button, he's jacked up costs on everybody at the same time. So if you're struggling to get by in Pennsylvania, yeah, you're getting a tax cut from me and you're getting investments that are helping you. But by the same token, you're about to lose your health care because of Donald Trump. Every time you go to the grocery store, things cost more because of Donald Trump. Big employers in your region like Mack Truck in the Lehigh Valley, just, maybe an hour or so from where the president will be tomorrow, laid off hundreds of Pennsylvanians because of the tariff policy. Heck, if you're just trying to buy Christmas gifts for your family this year, you're paying more for those gifts because of Trump's tariff policy. So every single way on big things like housing and healthcare, and on the daily things like groceries and gifts, Donald Trump is making your life cost a whole lot more.
Governor, you might have noticed the president's not out on the stump, not out on the road as much as he once was. What does it say to you that one of his only trips this year is to Pennsylvania?
I mean, look, we're the ultimate swing state. I get that. And he wants to come here and make his case. I think what's going to be more interesting to see, as opposed to where he chose to go, is can this guy actually articulate a plan that's going to reduce costs for the American people? By the way, could he stay on message for what will probably be some hour-long rambling at his rally? I think, there's an important point here that the American people are seeing prices go up. They're feeling it. They know that money's being taken out of their bank accounts more money's being taken out for the same amount of stuff maybe they got before. They know they're worried that they're about to lose their health care. And to Michael's question before, they're also maybe either trapped in a housing situation that's not ideal for them, or they can't get housing. They understand that. And so no matter how much bluster or rhetoric the president shows up in northeastern Pennsylvania with tomorrow night, it's not going to change where the American people are right now, and that is frustrated with rising costs and really concerned about their futures. I wish the president would actually have policies that are going to make people's lives.
Fucking amen, dude. The costs are way too high. Costs are way too high. Remember to like the stream, by the way, folks. It really helps out the channel. We'll probably start drawing some of our favorite community members. Now, I will draw a squirrel for Bill because he is our mod, but typically it's only one drawing per community member. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be a stinger, but you know. Anyways, I'll start. We can watch the debate while I draw. I think that'll be fun. Anyways, here we'll put it. I don't know, something like. Well, no, because then you don't get the full effect. We could put it. We're not really gaming right now, so we can put it where the gaming screen is. Where is the window capture for that? I'm off to bed, Sir Late Haggins in Haggisland. Yeah, I bet. Well, good night, dog. I will make sure to draw its bots. You will see a drawing of yourself in the in Kalinda's Discord. So make sure to check there if you want your drawing drawn. After we're done drawing, I will be switching over probably to my shorts stream to end off. Although I might just end the stream. I don't know. Look forward to it. Well, good night. Good night. Sleep well, my friend. Sleep well. Alright, and we'll, oh no. That's not what I wanted to do. What am I doing? Hold on. We can just cover it up. No, we can just cover it up. It's fine. I'm about to exit out of it anyways. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to shit on the horizontal view, but since I started streaming, typically I usually get about 200 views per stream. Unfortunately, I don't need to get up early. Yeah, I know, right? That's the one. Well, I work at 3 p.m., so I'm right up there with you. Originally, I wanted to stream till 12, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm already starting to get a little sleepy, so we might need to work. If I could do this as a full job, no issue. But I do have work tomorrow, and I need to make sure I stream too. So I don't know when we'll be going to. We'll probably have like 30-minute break in between the end of me drawing and the starting of my short stream. And then I'm going to try to get MAGA on to my Discord by like really agitating them. So guys, in the comments, my fellow viewers, please, if you see a MAGA, really just piss them off in my chat, you know. You can don't be mean, but really rub it into their face that their dude is fucking losing it. Okay? That's what we need. But anyways, let's get to the drawing section. So I believe silicon-based cabbage, I have done you before. And yours is probably one of my favorites that I've done. Let me get MS Paint here. I need to do its bots, and who else has been pretty active in the channel? We could get Rootsy. We could make Rootsy. Yeah, I think I'll do Rootsy. She'll be like a big root. Yeah, I really liked yours. Yours was one of my favorites I've done. I know my art is kind of, you know, I think it's fun because it leaves stuff up to the imagination in my opinion, but some people do. I mean, you know, it's different for everybody. Anyways, he definitely would not, or she, or whoever, I should say they, would not want it in vertical. They would want it in that crisp 920 by 1080. And so we'll do that for them. Oh, you can't see my screen right now. One moment. 5. All right. I gotta say, one of my favorite things, my favorite addition has to be Nick Fritas crying down there. Dude, that shit was so funny when he put that out, crying about the elections. Dude, it was so good. I'm honestly, though, so thankful that we will not, that, like, he's not gonna be a representative here soon. He's getting booted out of his district, and I'm glad. He has dangerous ideas, dude. Like, really bad ideas. Alright, it's bots all the way down, so let's, I'm gonna have the video play while I do this.
Didn't care about them. The argument very clearly, try to keep track of it. The argument is whether or not his actions. It's not. It's super. I'm being crystal clear. Let me do this one more time, and I can downgrade it to second grade language if that's what you need. Okay. If the fact of the matter is that Donald Trump has conducted himself. The fact of the matter is that Donald Trump conducts himself and his policy in a way that encourages people to break the law on his behalf, up to and including things like seditious conspiracy. People did break the law on his behalf, including up to and including seditious conspiracy, and he did pardon those people for doing crimes up to and including seditious conspiracy. And the people that were convicted while they were in court were saying things like, I was here and did this because Donald Trump told me to be.
And the point that you're getting at here is therefore, because we'll come back to the premise, therefore the seditious six is what we launch this whole thing. Therefore, they're okay with basically weakening our military.
I don't think they're weakening. I don't think that our military, keeping in mind that they can't follow unlawful orders from a president who is using the military against his own fucking population, his own citizenry, I think it's totally fine for them to keep that in mind. And I would hope they would. The response that you should have, and the reason why you fascist fucks don't have this response, your response should be, oh, they're telling us to follow the law. LOL, who cares? Trump doesn't issue any unlawful orders. Easy, boom. And then just go on to the next thing. But the reason why you're so worried about it is because you know that he's issued a ton of fucked up commands. You know that murdering those civilians off the coast of Venezuela was fucked up. And you know that using the military against your own fucking citizens is insanely fucked up. And if Obama did it, you would already be dead from a heart attack. Or your head would have fucking exploded. And you would already be off the flag. There's no way.
This is a great point. The hypocrisy of the right really does piss me off, bro. Like, why are they allowed to be like this? Like, who is sipping up this bullshit? Like, it's all gotta be astroturfed. I think 90% of the alt-right and the right's views are just astroturfed by, like, Russia. They have to be, bro. There is no fucking way. No fucking way in hell that these fucking losers believe half of this shit. I think it's all just astroturfed and bought by, like, Saudi Arabia or somewhere. I don't know, dude. Not Saudi Arabia. I was just thinking of a random nation, but, like, for real, how do you... And now, what I'm starting to think is that, like, countries have seen this, and now they're trying to hijack the leftist. They're trying to court the leftist. I don't know. I'm pretty stoned right now, so that might be a weird conspiracy. Who knows? Oh, sorry.
You guys would have survived Obama forcibly deploying the National Guard against his own citizens, against the will of the government.
I have to use the restroom. Be good for like the.
Oh my God! Chaos is gonna ensue.
I know. Please don't. Please no slurs. I will be right back. But good logic. I'm gonna give you the mic.
I'll try to dial back the slurs while you're gone. Yeah. What were you saying?
So we were talking about how you're kind of forgiving every single thing Trump does, and if we want to recenter this,
I'm not forgiving everything he does.
Just most of it, or all of it, or lubing it up. So
what I'm saying is no, because you have to deal with a practical perspective. Do you not appreciate the fact that if you're sitting in the military, you basically they're trying to talk to the military, telling them what to do. You're agreeing with that. So if they're telling the military what to do, now let's put that into practical effect. Now
they're repeating what's already law. They're repeating the law. Say that. They're repeating the law.
In the context of he's issuing illegal orders.
They're repeating the law.
No, they're not. They're not simply
What?
repeating the
Okay,
law.
can we
They are.
imagine a hypothetical world where you think that President Obama has done something illegal and someone tells someone else that I think he's done something illegal and you don't follow like illegal orders? Is this like a possible good faith thing that someone could do? Or
They already did it with the assassination overseas.
Oh,
They just
okay,
did it earlier.
yeah. Is that something? Let's take the assassination overseas. Let's assume that was illegal, right? Like if you reminded someone in the military that this was illegal, would that be like sedition?
Why don't we have a productive conversation, a little more productive, by not
Bro,
making it less personal, and we'll just deal with President X, who's the president in 2050. What
President-
we want to have
Bro,
in that- President X.
notice
And
how it
President-
was.
It could be
Dude,
Republican
this
or
is what I
Democrat.
always fucking say, bro. Republicans personalize their politics, bro. They do. It's so fucking embarrassing. Like, I just wish they stopped taking every little thing fucking personally, bro. It's insanity. Like, you just heard it there, didn't you? They're like, oh, let's not make it personal. Let's not talk about Donald Trump. Hello, I just entered the stream on Please No Slurs. Well, please don't say any slurs. I would very much appreciate that. But by the way, what's up, Toby? Good to see you. My gamer in Christ. An amazing community member, Toby. She's honestly amazing at guitar, I heard. And is one of the greatest mods. That's what I heard anyways. Just from a friend.
We don't know. What is a healthy way to proceed
Okay,
in this
Pat
particular scenario?
Buchanan is about to do something extrajudicial, and you and I both believe that. Is it seditious for us to remind people of the military that this is an illegal
Dude, look, he can't say. He literally can't say. Oh, don't doubt yourself, Toby. You're dope as heck. You are sick as the flu. You know what I'm saying?
order?
That's dangerous. I think that's very dangerous.
So if any
So we
president
can't
does anything
criticize our
annoying,
president.
we can't criticize it. Yeah, that's the standard you're setting right now.
I want you to just think about this for a second.
I promise you I
let's
have.
pretend is President Democrat.
Okay, all right.
I love
now I want
Soto,
you
bro.
to just pretend for a
So
second
funny. Let me
just
that
lube
now
up.
you have people. Now you have Republican Senator X and Republican Senator Y who are
Mhm.
coming out there now and basically saying he's issuing unconstitutional orders. You
Okay.
need to disregard them. Now, these orders may or may not be unconstitutional.
Mhm.
It's purely an opinion that's coming from Republican X, Republican Y.
Okay.
So he's now basically trying to co-opt the military from under the control of President Democrat.
Okay. No, I understand you're
So-
describing the reality of the situation right now in ways that I don't necessarily agree with. I'm asking you if the president does do something unconstitutional, or you just think he does, and maybe the court wouldn't find it. Can you criticize him?
I think that it can be criticized 100%.
By saying it's
But to do-
unconstitutional.
But there's a difference between criticizing. There's a difference between you going online,
Bro, what?
and criticizing the president. He
Just
doesn't
ask
ruin
the
face, I'm sure he
question.
does.
God, they have an
But
illness
that's
of not
nothing-
being
there's
able to
nothing
answer the
remotely wrong with
questions.
that. It's a very
Okay.
different thing from someone
bad
who's
for
in Congress
them.
talking to the military, addressing the military. That's not.
By the way,
same.
Toby, were you
The
able to
role's not
see
the same.
my? Were you able? How did you find my stream? Was it like in your recommendations? Testing some stuff out. Because typically I do shorts streams, but I got to look at my viewer data because it used to be most was on phone, but if it switched over to mobile being able to see me, well, that unlocks a whole new world.
My role as a podcaster, your roles as podcasters, that's not remotely the same as some congressman who's talking to members of the military. You both recognize that.
Okay, so congressmen
No,
are not.
hold on. To be clear, not only do I not recognize this legally, you're just dead in the fucking wrong. There's the whole speech and debate clause. If they went on the floor of Congress, they could say the most unhinged shit possible, and you wouldn't be able to convict them of crimes. This is an imaginary standard that you've set up that you would never, ever tolerate if it was directed at your side.
Speech and debate clause only applies when you're addressing Congress on the floor of Congress.
That's why I
Doesn't
said
apply-
when you're on
does
the
not-
floor of Congress.
But does not apply when you're making a video directed at the military. You're not
That's why I
talking to
said
the
when
military.
they're. That's why I said when they're on the
So
floor.
then it's not relevant. Why are you bringing it up?
Because people go on the floor of Congress and say crazy shit. Hello, welcome to Nancy
do.
Mace. When she made all the accusations against her fucking ex-partner, she did it when she was on the floor of Congress. Welcome,
Yeah,
that's
but
on TV. You can
hold on,
address
the
other
adding
people when you're on the floor of
question was
Congress.
not. Do we agree that
Yeah,
the
it's not
adding
part of
question was
that.
not an address to Congress, correct?
The what?
The adding question where they went on, they made an ad and they said
No, it's not. But I'm saying that like Congress people
Why are you
enjoy.
bringing it up?
No,
Because the
I'm
point-
bringing it
because
up
you
because
were
you're trying to
saying-
say- I'm bringing it up because you're trying to say that like these people have an even greater obligation not to violate their First Amendment rights. And what I'm telling you is they have even more leeway than an average U.S. citizen is. I don't even know if you could convict somebody for fucking
On your
conspiracy to
computer?
murder if you're
Okay.
giving a speech on the floor of Congress. They enjoy broad freedom of speech rights. So the idea that this video would count as seditious conspiracy is a joke.
I did see the essay. It was terrible.
That is the most ridiculous argument I've heard in quite some time. Just because there is a special rule on the speech and debate clause which enables Congress to vigorously argue with each other where they have protections from their speech does not mean that they have a right to go and address the military and go in to stand before an entire.
I'm thinking of like a conveyor
and stand
belt,
there and tell them,
right?
do not follow the president's orders.
Wait, who
Here's
addressed the
here's my
military before
thinking,
you?
right? I'm thinking of like a conveyor belt that's shoveling robots into its massing hole. I think that would be cool. That's what I'm imagining. I think its bots would appreciate that too. These are like little communities forming inside of the hole of like robots. Just some things I'm thinking in my fucked up and twisted mind, dude. Just my crazy and fucked up and twisted mind. Anyways.
Unit. Were there soldiers present when they were recording this shit? Am I?
They're special people. They get to talk and say whatever they want.
Okay,
What I'm
so
saying
if they
is their
did this
role
on the
is not
congressional
same as
floor and
yours
it was
or mine.
recorded, would you have the same argument, or would you say it's fine?
What I'm saying is what Senator Gallego did. Is
Wait,
just
can you
as
answer my
bad.
question? If
Dude,
the
these
video had
guys
not been
don't
video,
know how to
rather a
answer
recording on the
questions.
congressional
I
floor,
just
would have been
answered-
okay?
I just answered your
Well, you didn't give a
question.
yes or
Senator
no,
Gallego-
so it didn't sound like it.
Well, yes, it would be just as bad because Senator Gallego did the
Okay,
same
so then
thing.
why are you arguing that, like, oh, well, here it's fine? Actually, no, it would also be just as bad. Just say, I would never say it's okay if any single member of Congress ever questions the president's authority.
That's not what I said.
They can't, so they can't call it unconstitutional, or they
No,
can
they
call it
can't- they-
unconstitutional, but they can't remind them that they are not supposed to follow
What
constitutional
I'm saying
laws.
is you cannot address the military, say he's issuing unconstitutional orders. Your duty is to disregard.
Nobody said these. They said your duty is to follow the law. It's to ignore unlawful orders. Is there
Okay,
any way?
your
I'm
duty
curious,
is to
there any way-
disregard.
So you have orders that you must disregard? Does Trump issue unlawful orders?
Oh, that's obviously something subjective, because one judge.
Oh, then
one
it shouldn't
judge
be a
says
problem,
no,
right?
Another judge says yes. No, that's exactly the problem. That's why it's so dangerous, because you have one judge saying it's unconstitutional, another one saying it's not. This guy's sitting in the freaking cockpit deciding, do I press this button or not?
I just
And
saw
he's-
my
oh,
OBS
this
screen.
says,
God, this
I'm
is
not
a
doing it. I'm gonna
fucking.
be prosecuted. That is really manifestly dangerous. That is weakening
Oh,
our
jeez.
military.
What have I
That is what
created?
you're advocating for.
We
and
got
whitewash
the
it.
no,
Then why do we have
anti-cow
this law?
fucking
Then
alliance
why do
down
we have
here.
this law at all? Then why do we have this law at all? Why do we have this?
Destiny and Soy Pill arguing with a lawyer. King Shrimp in his famous crying video. God, what a team. We've put together the real Avengers. Anyways.
But excuse me, fuck you. What's sick and disgusting is the fact that the president of the United States is deploying the military that he knows that he can't do. You keep saying he's following the law. Well, then why was he complaining about not being able to do it with Minnesota when all of BLM was going? He knows he's fucking breaking the law. The disgusting thing is using your own fucking military. What do you mean? What part do I need to refresh on? What other thing do you not know about? Tell me. I can educate you. Since apparently you don't fucking anything. If it's not on fucking Twitter for you.
Now. Also, you're in Minnesota now. I know
Because
you-
Donald Trump had issues during the BLM riots where he was complaining that the governors wouldn't authorize him to deploy the National Guard to their states because he knew he didn't have the authority to do it. That was his main argument during J6.
The screen might go black. It's okay. It's totally worth it. It's totally worth it.
Or whatever fucking person at the
I
time he was
promise.
playing for his incompetence. Oh, so what
Because he's
changed then?
consistently
I'm
followed
sorry,
the
what
law.
law changed? What law changed between now and January 6th and 2021 that allows him now
He followed
to
the law
deploy the
then.
National Guard?
He followed the law then.
So why didn't he just deploy the National Guard immediately then if he could always do it? Another pivot. He's thinking of the pivot up right now. He's thinking. He's fucked up.
I didn't understand your question even.
Donald Trump said that he couldn't deploy the National Guard because Bowser said
What are some
something or
fucking-
whatever, the mayors, whatever. He said he couldn't do it. Why can he do it now?
What are
changed
some
between now and then?
robots?
Location.
Got these
I'm sorry.
fucking.
I might be a fucking. Is the capital?
You obviously are a retard.
Fucking
This is the big difference
scumbags
between
here.
the District of Columbia, Washington,
Don't worry, you
DC,
guys will see
as-
what
as
I'm
a city
talking about. I'm
proper, and
cooking
the
up
capital
something
itself.
good.
Those are two different things. Those are two completely different
cooking
things.
up
So when
something
you're sitting there saying
legendary.
like, oh, it's a,
I'm
why
so
is he
sorry
not
because
okay?
my geography is horrible.
Location.
Is
Yep.
the capital
he has
in
some
Washington
authority.
D.C.?
Yep.
Yeah, but he has some authority there. The final authority there actually goes to the Speaker of the House. which is why ultimately it was Nancy Pelosi. You need approval. You need
oh my
approval there.
God, you're so wrong.
Hey, where
you're
did-
just a fucking liar.
where
How
did
are you
these guys-
so
There we go.
insane on this? Holy shit. You're
Wait,
telling
wait.
me that the ultimate police force of the Congress, of the U.S. Federal Congress, is not the U.S. Federal National Guard or police? They can't. It's not them. It rests with
Oh,
the
bro,
Speaker
he
of the
is looking like he is not. Dude, his health points are low as fuck right now. Holy shit. Somebody get this man a health potion right away. He is fading in and out, you can tell. Somebody got some elixirs or something? God, poor guy.
A political position here?
And also, where did these guys get shot? Do you know?
Wasn't it
In DC.
outside?
These National Guard people.
Wasn't it
Do you
right
know where they?
outside,
do you-
where was it though?
No, wait. I want him to
I
say-
know. I know.
Was it?
It was right outside in front of his family. Guys, remember? It was right outside in front of his family that they got shot, those two National Guard members. It was in front of their family, actually. They were watching them perform duty. You guys don't remember this? That's a Charlie Kirk meme, if you guys are wondering. There are people still to this day that believe his family was there. Okay, good. You can't see what I'm cooking up over here. Perfect. Dude, are we fucking joking? My headphones. These things have got to be maybe the worst headphones in the world, I'm tempted to say.
Was it at the Capitol?
They weren't.
Don't worry, I got something
They were like
great
2
cooking
blocks
up
from the
over
White
here,
House.
guys.
But they're not in the Capitol.
So you think you can deploy the National Guard?
Why are we actually having this conversation? I don't understand what
Because you don't believe this. Because you know, the point is that he knew in the past it was illegal. He complained during BLM that the governors wouldn't acquiesce to him using the National Guard. Now he's doing it without the governors even consenting. So what changed?
There's 3 different contexts. You just use National Guard as if this is like, as if using National Guard here,
Stop
here, for this reason or that reason are the same.
Stop
I'm not obfuscating.
I understand there are reasons why. You can do it in times of rebellion or coups. You can do it in times of enemy invasion. You can do it in times of great national crises. And the BLM, yes, and I already said that. In the BLM era, which would have been way more of an insurrection than whatever the fuck he thinks is going on now. In the BLM era, he complained. I don't know if he called it this time either. In the BLM era,
he specifically did. He called this an
declared.
He basically declared there to be an uprising.
Stop.
That
What do you
was
mean?
the statute he
I'm
relied
sorry.
on.
Explain to me legally. What does it mean to basically do something? That sounds like code speak for didn't do something.
No,
did he declare
did.
formally?
He did.
He declared an
In his
insurrection in
executive
California.
Order. In his executive order.
All right,
this is exactly
guys.
what Judge Breyer was arguing about, whether or not he had the
We got
authority
the
to make that
fucking
declaration in California.
Transformers.
Yeah, that's exactly what that's what they're debating. Does he have the authority to do that unilaterally? Does he have to go through Congress to do that? That's
That's a
exactly
good
what
idea.
all
I
these
know.
issues,
That's
the
a
legal
kid
issues, which are
original.
complicated, which have been going back and forth between whether you're on district court level or you're on the circuit court
That's a
level or the
kid
Supreme Court
original
level.
right there.
That's why it's very, very confusing.
Hold
This is not
on,
a
though.
simple
We've
area
got
of law.
more.
So what
And
was
one
it?
thing
Well,
that is
it's
simple-
apparently it's
one thing
only
that is
problematic
simple-
for Donald
one
Trump. It is
thing that
simple.
is
It's not
simple-
simple
one
because
thing
you're having
that
to
is
engage
simple-
in the literal
one
mental
thing that is
gymnastics
simple-
Olympics.
One thing that is simple is he cannot send the National Guard into the Capitol because the Capitol Police are under the jurisdiction of the Speaker of the House. I don't care whether you
That's
know
not
it or
even
not.
true.
It's
That's
factual.
not even
It is
true. It's not
100%
fucking
true,
factual that
and
your
it
local
actually
security
makes
somehow
sense, and it
overrides the
makes
jurisdiction of the
Yes,
National Guard, of the
reason
DC
for that-
Police.
The reason the law is written that way, I understand that you don't like to think about how laws actually work, but there's logic behind it.
Tell me, yeah.
Yeah, you don't like to think about
Dude, he
it's
just
not
got
basically,
him.
It's reality.
He got
the
Destiny.
reality
That was a
is that if
sick
you have
one.
Police Force A and all of a sudden Police Force B come in there
Fucking
and they don't have
sicked 'em.
communication between each other, that creates a dangerous situation. In order to have that, the normal authority police.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, God, I'm sorry, guys. My headphone just died, so give me a moment. I'm gonna have to switch over again. This is what happens in Donald Trump's America. In Biden's America, my headphone never died like this. But in Donald Trump's America, This is what I have to deal with.
And say, yes, it's okay for you to come in here. Otherwise, you can literally have police shooting at each other, which makes it more dangerous.
Dude,
than if the,
what is he
if the
talking
police
about?
force doesn't
Police
come in there.
shooting
So
at
that's
each
why
other.
you have to have that coordination, and that's why ultimately Nancy Pelosi was the final call within the grounds of the Capitol. That's why there's all this testimony about these people who are desperately calling Nancy, let us in, let us in, let us in, and she's ducking for an hour and a half. So now you want to sit here.
I agree with every. I want that whole thing to be clipped, and that is the answer to this debate. You just said that if you bring in a police force that doesn't cooperate with the local authorities, you make no effort to do so, it creates an environment and a situation that is more dangerous than it would be otherwise. Which is exactly
he
what
just
Donald Trump has done. He
mogged
appointed the
the
National Guard to every single
fuck
fucking state,
out of
which was
this
exactly
poor
the argument we
man.
made at the outset of this. And I like how you didn't realize how
We're gonna
fucked you
make this
were
guy
because you made the
small.
same exact argument on January 6th because
He's
the shoe
one
was
of
on the
the,
other fucking foot. You're
robots.
such an unbelievable hypocrite. It's unbelievable to me.
Awesome.
That
What you're asking now is the actual the first intelligent question you've asked. That's the strongest,
grinding.
most logical question you've asked.
That was
And
no question.
Here's the observation that's the best point you've made so far. And the obvious difference, it's the first really good point you made.
No.
And the reason you're mistaken,
what?
the reason you're so grossly mistaken
He
is because
is
when he
fucking
declares
hard.
this situation in DC proper, he has the authority there that he does not have inside the grounds of the Capitol. He doesn't have that in Chicago. He has it in DC. Now, when he goes out in California, what he's doing in California, he's not trying to police and patrol the
There we
area.
go.
And when you're talking about in California, there he's using the National Guard for a really different
Megatron.
purpose to protect ICE. Because the Democrats have helped basically amp up the rhetoric or their own side that they should get violence stand in the way of
No.
federal vehicles.
They weren't amping up the rhetoric. They were just trolling. They were just trolling. LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trolling by banging on
Also, what is
vehicles
this
and
thing?
playing
What do you
air raid
think?
sounds.
What do you think?
Right.
What do you think? Trolling?
So-
Yeah, they're trolling. Yeah, like when Donald Trump tweets out pictures of we're coming to
They're
Chicago
trolling.
with the Department of War. What are you citing through? What are you implying when you say
like
that
when he
the
does
National
that.
Guard can't?
Oh, you don't like it?
Stop
Wait,
saying
why don't you
when
like
he
it?
does
Yeah.
that. Why? It is the most tepid criticism I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't like when he does that. He's inflaming the rhetoric and he's causing
don't like when he does
situations
that.
like what just happened when National Guardsmen are getting fucking shot. That's what he's doing.
That's not inflaming the rhetoric. You're saying,
Bro,
because he
what
said-
is this guy on?
Because he
This
throws
guy-
out some meme about dropping
About declaring war on an American city. This is
He's huffing some insane
Just
amount
trolling?
of
Unbelievable.
cocaine.
It's not
How does-
fucking mean. It's not. You treat Donald Trump like an actual
All right, I
fucking
gotta
retard.
fucking
I can treat
finish
other
this.
people
Go
like you want to
ahead.
be treated. Maybe that's the whole fucking point here.
I do want to
Can be
good
like
logic.
an evil
Finish your point,
little the Terminator head. I like
he's
that.
dropping a meme, if you think that is what's riling up the left, that's what gets them started. Not the last 12 years of screaming about how he's a fascist, he's a danger, he's going to kill us all.
I'd say
he
that's
hates trans people and
basically
homosexuals and
almost
women. He's
done.
misogynist. He's
He
most
does. He
evil,
does. He
hates
is.
black people.
Yeah, these are all things. Yeah, can't say
all
truth
that
statements.
stuff-
Destiny, stop
all that
trolling.
stuff- all that stuff, that's not what makes people angry and
Stop
hate him.
trolling,
It's because he
bro.
sent out a video of him flying a plane and dropping loads of crap on
That
Harry
looks
Sisson.
great.
That's why they're
when
so
he says he's
angry. Now
declaring
they're-
war on an
Just
American
remember.
city, dude. Come
Just
on.
remember, when we talked about how horrible the seditious six are,
please.
when he talked about how horrible the
Hold on,
seditious
just real
six was, we had to take that in context of everything else. But when Donald Trump does it, it's a discrete tweet that he could never possibly fucking control, and we always have to see it as just a little minor case of discrete trolling, and we can't apply the context to anything else. But when the seditious six tell you to follow the orders that are already part of the fucking military, now we gotta talk about context.
I'll concede. I don't like
Hold on,
it.
just real quick. The question I have for you, good logic. You say you don't like it when President Trump tweets out things like "We're bringing the Department of War to Chicago."
I don't
Can you
like
explain
it.
why
It's
you don't
bad.
What is wrong with that in your view?
I want him to
LARP,
do
you,
what he's
LARP like you care about the Constitution and try. Yeah. What? Sorry. I'm done.
You seriously are so bad at guessing which direction I'm going.
Bro,
It's
come
weird.
on.
I think I guessed last time. That's why you gave an even more retarded answer.
I want an answer
The
to my
National
question.
Guard
Go
can't
ahead,
go into the
good logic.
Capitol. What AI was that? ChatGPT or was that Grok Law or where the fuck did that thing come from?
I don't want
know, we
him
know.
to
Let's just
issue
just answer Rick's
threats.
question.
Silly.
Okay, you don't
I
want
am.
to issue threats.
I
Why
just
not?
want him to. I want him to act. Because
A
that's what a
what?
leader does. A leader acts.
What?
A leader doesn't have to issue.
So wait, your problem is he
Leader doesn't
gave
have to say
them
this.
warning. He should have just done it.
Yeah, he should have
No, what
just
I'm saying
fucking
is he
mowed
should
him
do
down.
what he's supposed to do when he's legally allowed to do in order to help take care of a situation. Talking about it doesn't benefit anyone.
Yeah, that looks great.
That's
Do
why I
you
don't
think
like
that
it.
perhaps talking
think
about
it's
it and making
pretty
these kinds
much
of threats, as your words, might lead to an inflamed situation?
we can add,
like,
like,
if
some
I
little
were to
squigglies, I
receive a
think. That
threat,
would
if
look
like
good.
Destiny there was like, "Hey Wick, I'm going to dox you," right? In memes about doxing me, do you think it would be something that might cause me to act in different ways than I otherwise normally would do so, because hey, this guy has some power,
Oh.
he's got some influence, he's much bigger than me, he's threatening me with something. Even if he's just memeing, it might cause me to take certain actions that I otherwise wouldn't.
No.
I don't think that the left.
Bro, come on.
So you don't think that anything that Trump does affects what
You
the left?
can't
there's no
answer
What I'm
this
saying is,
shit.
no. What
This
I'm
looks
saying
like
is
a
I
penis.
don't think that they're more,
Just
they're
now
any more
realize that.
likely to listen to something that he says than something that I say.
Okay, well, what if we do
The
it
same
like
way my
wait?
audience will
Can we?
sit here looking
Dude.
at Destiny as if for the joke that he is, and they don't take anything he says seriously.
Can we take it to the absurd?
don't
I really
think that-
no. I need
they
to
don't
ask you
ta-
this.
I'm-
No.
I'm-
Okay.
I'm almost with
No,
you,
no,
Charlie.
because you're completely
So,
off the question,
What I'm
and you
saying
need to
is-
answer
no,
this.
you're
Come on.
asking a question as the influence that he has when he says.
You're
something
saying
else.
no
So you're
leftist
saying
person
we're
would
talking,
respond to Trump,
what
right?
Impact is that having on what influence is that having on the left getting violent?
Yeah,
No,
absolutely
I don't
none.
believe that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, sure. So okay, if
No,
Donald Trump
not
said,
at all,
"I'm going to
yeah.
go to this city and I'm going to go door to door and murder every Democrat," do you think any person on the left would respond to that violently?
I think that every person on the right would be yelling at him that he shouldn't.
That's not my
Oh,
question. I asked if
bullshit,
Donald Trump
bro. They'd be
could do
cheering him
something that would
on.
cause the left to be more
They'd
violent.
be, yeah, we love that, Donald Trump. Yeah, you show those liberals. Let's fucking kill them. Dude, that's how these fucking losers are. They are fucking bloodthirsty. Remember Charlie. Remember Charlie, guys. Never forget Charlie. When did Charlie die? Was it 9/10? Charlie. Never forget. Never forget about Charlie.
I can't believe you are thinking about this. Probably. Okay.
Cannot compute.
If it's probably, is it 1% or 90% probably?
I have no idea.
Holy shit, dude! But you are such a fucking coward, dude. Like this is the easiest question. I don't know why you like.
No. What is 1%, 90% mean? You're not even asking a lot.
Do you know what numbers are? 0 to 100?
If Donald Trump were to
0 to 100
punch
of what?
if Donald Trump were to punch a 1-year-old in the face, would it be bad?
No, anyone punching a 1-year-old in the face would be bad.
You can't even just say yes.
Bro, he can't do it. That's so
I gotta tell you something. I'm thrilled to hear two people on the left who are sitting here saying it's bad to hurt children. I think that's a great
Oh my god.
that's a beautiful thing.
Look at the
men can be women, women can be
Look at it. Look at the pivot.
No, I think that you stand up for maps. I think that you're okay with poisoning the minds of
Dude,
children.
Donald Trump
I think into
is
confusing
like
them.
the head pedophile of the state right now, buddy. You really don't have ground to stand on.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
for
are,
real.
we've come to the time of it's time for closing statements. Let's say that. I am going to be
Fucking
streaming if you
Wick.
guys want to make call-ins or whatever you may, but I want to make sure that the people here get a chance to have closing arguments. Closing
Oh, I
thoughts,
didn't get to the
and,
call-in
I got links to all these
section.
people in my YouTube description. They can tell you where they can find you, etc.
Should
Yeah,
be
here we
good.
are. We're gonna let Logic have the last word, so we're gonna start with Soy Pill, go to Destiny, then Logic,
there we
and
go.
then yeah.
Yeah,
That
I had a
looks-
whole
nah,
like
that doesn't
argument
look
set up here. We never
cyber.
got to it. The National Guard troops should not have been there. There's a reason why judges are saying that he's violating posse comitatus. Why was it Briggs or no? Sorry, Cobbs is saying that this is not a legal deployment. And the whole idea that like this is a necessary action, that the crime is so rampant, is ridiculous. I mean, you look at what people are saying. You look at the stats. The crime is at like a 30-year low. This was not
we'll do
some
that.
sort of we need to do this because these cities are out of control. He's doing this because he wants to gain power and he wants to have influence in these cities and he wants to have some sort of executive branch that lets him do what the law enforcement is supposed to do. It's clearly a power grab. It's an authoritarian action by Trump. And yeah, therefore it is his fault for putting people who shouldn't have been here in places where they didn't need to be, where people in the National Guard and other generals warned him and said, hey, this is going to amp up the rhetoric. This is going to put them in harm's way. This does not need to happen. They all were telling him this before he did it, and he did it anyway, and then something violent happens.
All right, who's next? Who else wants a drawing of this beautiful? I know, pretty jealous. Honestly, I'm thinking about restarting my stream so I can go on mobile, so I can get more eyes on the stream. So if you guys are cool with that, I'm gonna restart in my mobile format. So let me see what time it is. And maybe that way we can be some we can get some MAGA in here and see what they're talking about. So, that being said, I mean, is there anybody else in my community that I should draw that would want a drawing? You know what I mean? If there is, I'll just draw it while on mobile. I'll be honest, I like the shorts. I like the shorts format. I do. I'm a big fan of it, okay? So, I'm going to reset. I'll probably, what time is it? 6:25. So I'll probably be back at 6:50, and then we will, I don't know, we'll try to get some call-ins going. I feel like I can get some MAGA from the chat to call in, but if not, I sound tired, but I'm really not. After that, we will, I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, be right back, guys. Let me go to OBS. For the people in my chat, go say hi to IRI while I'm in the interim, okay? IRI's an amazing fucking creator. And yeah, I will see you guys here soon.